are going to go through every ailment there is. You can't be worrying about that, because if we can keep worrying about the trouble that the masses are in, we never cultivate anything among ourselves to get to the high level in which the masses going to be a part of. Because ultimately, all this shit got to be destroyed. This shit is over.
I am inevitable.
Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
Yeah. We are live. We are live,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Thursday morning. You know, the Epstein / Prince Charles / Epstein alter ego running for mayor edition. That's
Right.
come on in, man. They playing in our faces with all this stuff.
This is
They
getting ridiculous out here.
they're trying to take our focus off the real Epstein shit that's going on. Cause I don't want to let up off of that. I
It's
don't
a
want to let up
spectacle.
off of that. Like,
They
'cause
making this a spectacle.
they trying to divert all the attention off the Epstein list
Right.
by implementing this Palm Beach Pete character into society. That's that's getting all these praises and all this media attention, and now he's running for mayor. We're gonna get into it, but yeah, y'all
I
coming in
see
like
people under the car. I love you, Palm Beach people. I hated that.
right, exactly, Martine. Where all the missing women and children at? Facts. Yeah, they want to divert us to all this other nonsense.
They probably
So
buried all around the island, or they was probably liquefied.
yeah,
Using the
oh,
whatever
your
type of
ferric,
acid that they
your
use
ferric
to make.
acid,
Yup.
your ferric acid. Yup. Or a lot of these women are taken underground as sex slaves, labor.
Baby
A lot,
farms.
yeah,
Yup.
baby farms, a lot of slave labor. Sometimes it's just not all about sex trafficking. Sometimes it be about slave labor too. What's up, T? What's going on, Martine? All smile. Shout out to y'all that's coming up in here.
Oh, forget about the spare parts.
Yeah, spare part. Yeah.
For the rich
For,
folks,
yeah, definitely.
for the wealthy. Yup.
Yeah,
Extra hearts. Yup. Organ
organ
harvesting.
harvesting. Yeah,
Yup. That's a big one. That's a big one right there.
yeah. Sulfuric acid. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, y'all come in, like this video, man. Share this out if y'all can. I already shared it out. Make sure y'all share this out, and we got to get into it. So early on last week, they announced that King Charles was dead. It was a radio station in the UK, and they said it was a computer error. So how is it a computer error that y'all announced that y'all king is dead? That don't make
Right.
no sense. A computer error? You mean to
Yeah,
tell
that
me
don't make no sense.
all the deaths and stuff that's reported come through? Well, I can understand they using computers to keep tabs on as far as like the news and all, but how did your computer? What source? Where did the source come from that your computer even made an error on Charles' death? That don't make no sense. And they did that same thing with the Queen too. But let me pull this up real quick because I'm going to get into this article real quick. This news report. All right, so this news report was put out by what's this, Channel 10 News.
Yup.
All right, let's get into it. So this is them announcing, reporting on a radio station announcing that the King Charles over there in the UK was dead. Let's get into it.
Nah, this 7 News.
Oh, this is 7 News?
Yeah. All right, let's get into it.
Oh, hold on. All right, I shared it. All right, this 7 News, but I got 10 News pulled up. So it's two
Oh, all
different
right,
news
all right, all
stations.
right.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
right.
it's probably the one that I pulled up, and then the one that you sent me.
Oh, all
So
right,
this
all
is
right, all right. That's cool.
so this is the 10 News version. All right,
encounter
all right. Let me bring it back.
First up, there has been an extraordinary development in the police investigation into the former Prince Andrew. British detectives have just revealed they're investigating a specific alleged sexual encounter involving the then Prince back in 2010. Let's go to our reporter Patrick Murrell in London. Pat, this is a new revelation.
Hugh, the disgraced prince was already under investigation for public misconduct while in office over allegations he leaked sensitive business information to his close friend, the disgraced and deceased pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, back when Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was Britain's trade envoy in 2010 to 2011. Now,
Hold on, that's the wrong.
British police are stressing that this probe isn't just
This is the wrong article. This is for Prince Andrew. We going into Prince Charles. That's my mistake, y'all. I wasn't even paying the fuck attention. I wasn't even paying the goddamn attention. I'm glad I seen that shit because I'm looking at other things, trying to
you
get
going
other things
you
lined up.
going into
Yeah.
you gotta
All
go
right, my
into
bad, y'all.
into
All right, my bad.
King
Yeah.
Charles.
All right, here we go. This is
A
the right
British
article.
radio station has been forced to apologise after it told listeners King Charles was dead. It happened on the same day the monarch had an unfortunate encounter with a seagull on his tour of Ireland.
Of all the locals the King met in Northern Ireland, this one certainly left its mark. On the bottom right of His Majesty's jacket, an unwanted memento from a seagull, the King brushing it off with his sense of humour.
At least it didn't land on me.
He saw the funny side, but no one was laughing at this.
This is Radio Caroline. We have suspended our normal programs until further notice as a mark of respect following the passing of His Majesty King Charles III.
A UK radio station
That's
accidentally announcing his death followed
AI and shit.
AI.
Management.
So which means they was live on the radio station when they announced his death, and they had the whole music playing and everything. So you mean to tell me that AI reported that King Charles was dead before? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Blaming a computer error triggered its death of a monarch procedure, apologising to the King and listeners. It's not the first time a broadcaster has made that mistake. In 2015, a BBC reporter falsely tweeted Queen Elizabeth had passed away. And in 1993, multiple Australian newsrooms inaccurately reported the Queen Mother's death. She lived for another 10 years. The King definitely alive and well enough. In London, Ben Downey, 7 News.
So they announced that in 1993. They didn't have AI running shit then. So they even did it back in 1993. They exaggerated that Queen Elizabeth had died. And then they did it again 2015. So what is it with these premature announcements of they death and all that?
Cause they
What you
do
think
be
that's
dead.
about?
They just bring them back to life and shit.
You think they be dead? They just get
They
brought
be
back to
dead,
life?
bro. They be yeah. I'm telling you, they got some shit going on behind the scenes that that soul transfer shit.
Now I know they do a lot of organ harvesting, and these people will be at the top of the list if they need a heart or some type of major organ. They are at the top. They got bodies on reserve for these people. It ain't even that,
ain't even no list.
it ain't
Yeah,
even
ain't
that they
even no
got to wait
list.
for somebody to die. They got
Right.
people bodies on reserve. They got organs on ice ready for them to get for the
I don't even
transplant.
think they on ice. They got people waiting to be slaughtered
Damn.
right on the spot if they need an organ. You already know how these people. You already
human
know how
slaughter
these people
farms.
operate. Right.
Right.
They showed
And
us that in the movie. They like to brag about it in movies. The movie The
Yeah.
Island. If any of y'all
Yeah.
remember the movie The Island with
Michael
Michael
Clark
Clark
Duncan
Duncan,
and
yeah.
and who else? Who else
Was
was
it
in that movie?
Steve? Was it Steve Buscemi?
Yeah,
And
a few other
yeah,
people.
they actually do that. And the thing is, a lot, with this Epstein stuff, it's all mixed in with that.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, these people will stop at nothing to get immortality. They want immortality by any means necessary. By any means necessary, these people wish they could live forever. Yeah.
And they will
Uh,
swap in a body double if they needed to. They got all types of tricks that they use. Sometimes these people do be dead. Sometimes these people do be dead, but they still need the image to continue. So yeah, they definitely do. They definitely do a body double, or like you said, sometimes they need to use the organs. They have some organs on standby, which means slaughtering fresh humans for the organs. Then you got the soul swapping thing that they do, rituals that they do, that they stole from ancient Egypt and all the place. They do. They got all types of different tricks of the trades that they use.
right.
These
So or
skinwalkers. These
so
skinwalkers.
we know that it's illegal for organ harvesting and trafficking. But this is, it says, okay, illegal organ harvesting involves removing organs without valid consent,
Yeah.
often through force, deception, and financial exploitation. All right, so commercial exploitation, known as organ trafficking, this is a $840 million to $1.7 billion industry that thrives and demands for transplants far exceeds the legal supply. Most common organs are the kidneys, are most frequently trafficked organs, followed by the liver, heart, and lungs. Victims often are migrants, people who have extreme poverty, and prisoners. So this is the people they target. That's why they snatch a lot of these people up from poor migrants and poor people and people that live in impoverished neighborhoods. So a lot of those black little girls that went missing most likely got snatched up by these organ harvesting type people. I mean, people believe that Kanika Jenkins was a victim of this operation.
Well, they also use them for experimentation. They
Yeah,
usually like to do the kidnapping of the kids from the projects and all that type of stuff. They like to do that for experiments. They
yeah.
showed us that in that movie with Jamie Foxx. Not They Clone Tyrone. It was another movie that he did where they was experimenting on kids and experiment. They like to do that type of stuff with it, but they got fresh bodies when they want to do organ harvesting. They already got people that they basically raised just for that. Because don't forget they got the baby farms and all that. Women with drug problems and all that stuff actually donate their babies
This
and
is it.
donate.
Check this out. This is interesting too. That Iran is the only country where buying and selling organs, specifically kidneys, is legal, though only for its own citizens. So even in Iran is the only country in the world that allowed them to sell their organs, legally. So if you want to sell your lung or a kidney to somebody, you actually can do that and pay for it. You don't need the government involvement. You don't need nobody involvement. All you have to do is pay for the procedures and all that. But yeah, it's legal to sell your organs in Iran, only for its own citizens. Damn.
Forget about the clones that they also grow for organ harvesting. And you gotta remember, cloning is illegal just about everywhere except for China. And then they could do cloning on those islands and stuff that's offshore. So
Right.
so don't forget about the cloning centers.
The cloning centers, facts.
Yep, don't forget about like that. Like that shit is real, and it's already been documented. Like this ain't even like no theories. They have been doing human cloning. They actually been doing human cloning since the 1930s. I mean, they've been experimenting with it now. I don't know how far they are with it now, but then I heard it was a complicated process in the 1930s. The clones didn't live that long. A lot of them died right away. But
Right.
that was, look how many years ago that was. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know
All
where
right.
they at with cloning now.
See, and the thing about these people, they rarely have any health problems because they eat the most, or they live off the line. They strictly live off the land. Like they have special things where none of their food will ever be contaminated or anything. So they got special chefs. So they rarely have any health problems. And
No,
when
they
they
get
do,
health problems. Nah, I
yeah,
don't
I'm
agree
just
with that
saying,
100%.
but when
They
they
get health
do,
problems.
yeah, but when they do, they got the top, they got the top specialists and all that to fix things. But
Right.
other than that, I
Cause you remember
mean,
King Charles? You remember King Charles even had really bad health problems. Remember his hands was swollen like crazy. Remember he had them
right.
big ass sausage fingers and all. They said he had some type of autoimmune disease or something.
Autoimmune
Nah,
disease.
they be getting sick. I mean, that's something you
Yeah,
can't avoid as a
yeah,
human.
yeah. I don't
That's
mean
something you
they
can't
like sick
avoid.
free, but rarely do they get, any type of you know, health issues like that, like
Well,
sick,
it's because
sick, but
they got the top
right,
doctors that's not just trying to, just trying to make money by prescribing drugs. They actually have
right,
scientists and doctors that actually, you know, keep them alive. Rather
right.
if it's from organs that they harvest in or some type of medicine tech, some medicine that's not available to the public, but they have access to it.
Yeah, they will always. I mean, they a certain status in society, always gonna have the top specialists, top doctors. Everything is at the top of the list for them. They need new organs or anything, any transplant, that's top of the list. That's priority, you know. But all
But
right,
what's his name? Right? They said Rockefeller, David Rockefeller, the one that died like 5-6 years ago. They said he had like 4 or 5 different organ
yeah, heart,
like
yeah,
heart transplants.
all right.
How
I,
the fuck was he able to get? Most people spend their whole life trying to just get one transplant. How he was able to get 5, 6 of them?
priority.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah,
crazy. That goes to show you he wasn't on no list, and they let that information go public that he was getting all them heart transplants. Dick Cheney was getting. Y'all remember Dick Cheney was
yeah.
getting a
Dick
whole bunch
Cheney
of
was
heart
get
transplants.
transplant. Yeah, Dick Cheney was at the top of the list. Oh, I sent the wrong. My bad. Yeah, Dick Cheney was at the top of the list as far as getting heart transplants. Yeah, these are the people that are
Yeah, these people
priority
are
to. They
disgusting.
ain't priority to us, but they when they part of that club, everything's a priority to them. We don't give a shit really. I mean,
Well, you gotta think about it. We're like us 99.9% of the people on Earth is basically servants to these people.
yep,
Like they could do whatever they want. I mean, commit all the type crimes that they want. They create the laws and then break them themselves because since they feel like they're able to create the laws, they are above them. So they just do whatever they want. And the public let them do that. Just think about the monarch over there in England. Those what do they actually do for the people? What do the monarchy in England do for the people in
nothing.
England?
The
Nothing.
people are
All they
servants
do
to
is
them.
sit on their ass and collect money
The people
and
are
tell the
servants to
parliament
them,
what to do.
and
Right.
they don't have the they don't have the love from the people like people think they do. People despise them. People over there despise them. Anybody I ever talk to England don't really rock with them.
Yeah,
So
nobody
yeah,
except the brainwashed people, and we got them type people over here.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
but
they do
majority
drink
of
blood.
the citizens over there don't have no love for the monarchs. They don't.
If y'all
Yep.
want to see how they really operate behind the scenes, we tell y'all all the time. Just watch the movies, The Underworld, and look how the vampires run the underworld. And that's exactly how the monarchs in England do it. Not just the
Right.
monarchs and ain't just the black nobility, period.
Yeah.
That's how they run their shit. That's how they run their organizations. Just like how the vampires in the underworld did.
And they do drink child's blood. They do drink that. They do drink. There's a certain
Remember, I
ritual
did a
they
whole
do.
documentary. Remember, I
Yeah,
did
it
a
was
whole
Pope.
documentary about the Pope
Yeah,
Innocent.
Pope Innocent the Eighth. Yeah, he did a
Yep,
documentary on that, and he was very ill and very sick, and he believed that. Well, he had some doctors come to him, and he believed that they believed that children's blood would cure his disease that he had. So they would sacrifice children to and
yep,
taking their blood and they did, trying to basically. I don't even think was he drinking it
yeah.
and they
He
was
was drinking it and getting it
and
intravenously, but it ended
yeah,
up killing him.
Yeah, and it ended up killing him, and it didn't work, so he ended up dying anyway. If any of
And
y'all look up Pope Innocent the Eighth,
nah, he's the
you'll see
third. It was
it was
Pope
the
Innocent.
eighth.
It was Pope Innocent. Oh yeah, it was the
It was
eighth.
the eighth. It's the Pope Innocent the Eighth.
Yeah, it was the eighth. My
Yeah.
bad.
So yeah, y'all look that up, and y'all see that these people are in the blood drinking rituals. You know,
A
yeah,
lot of them did that, and they still practice it
they still
today.
practice that. Yeah, that's one of their practices. Yeah.
But they drink blood for a different reason now. It's for the adrenochrome. So they actually turned it into a drug. So that's one of the other things that they do. So hey man, this is the people we paying taxes to, y'all.
Right.
These are the people that y'all be idolizing, and oh man, they in Forbes list, top 10 in Forbes list and all that, praising them. Like this is
Yeah,
who
that's
y'all
some.
praising, a bunch of vampires.
Not y'all in here, but just we
No,
just
not
talking about in
y'all, not
general.
y'all. I'm just talking about the public in general. Yeah. This is who we give all our power to.
I don't know. These people starting to lose a lot of credibility though. Like
They
people ain't
are.
because this Epstein shit came out and a lot of other things that came out, and then people just ain't feeling that. It's just not their power. They starting to lose power on on a daily. Their credibility is constantly going down. So yeah, and then keep waking the people up. Keep letting the people know what's
That's a
going on.
good question, Martine. Said kids can't donate blood, so where they getting all the baby blood from? Right.
They kidnapping them. That's what they doing.
No, I ain't even doing it. They got baby farms.
Yeah, and
There's
baby
women
farms,
out
right,
here. There's
right,
women out here who actually donate their babies to these people for
right.
money.
Yeah, it was a dude, some designer guy was sitting at a table full of women saying he would pay them so they would have his
Oh
baby
yeah, I remember that. You
because
can
he
find that
because he
video.
yeah
Where?
because he wanted the placenta from these women. Yeah, it was just some designer dude, some rich, wealthy designer guy was sitting at a table full of women at a restaurant and saying he would pay them to have his baby so he can take the placenta.
He
I,
specifically wanted black women too.
yeah, I gotta find that.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
remember
find
that.
that joint. I vaguely remember that. I vaguely remember he wanted he wanted black women though, right? That's what he preferred black women, babies.
Yeah, I think. Let me see if I can find this. Now we know it's some I found it. I know in some countries and some not even just some countries,
It's
some
disgusting,
people
bro.
do you know
It's
cook the
disgusting.
placenta and split it up and eat it because they say certain nutrients that's in the placenta. And they
I'm
want to
good with
lie,
that,
say
bro.
for stem reset.
Nah,
Well,
they just people do
you
that
know,
shit in America too.
yeah, that's what
They
I
do that
said. Not
all
just
over.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said. Not just in other countries, but America, um, all over. Let me pull this up. So I found a video.
Yeah, I actually seen a recipe. They actually got a placenta lasagna, bro.
I remember Erica Badu talking about something about eating a placenta or something like that. Am I right, y'all? Wasn't Erica Badu talking about some stuff like that?
That sound like some
Eating a
shit she would
placenta?
do.
Yeah, I think that was some Erica Badu talking about some shit like that. All right, let me pull
It's
this video up.
disgusting.
And this is what a lot of these wealthy individuals is into, eating the placenta, baby's blood, virgin's blood,
Oh yeah, the
and those
spirit
type of
cooking.
ordeals.
Don't
Yeah,
forget about
spirit
the
cooking.
spirit cooking.
Yeah,
They mix
yeah,
like
they into all that.
blood, semen, breast milk, and all that shit
Yeah,
into the paint, and then paint
yeah.
on it.
All right, let me reshare this real quick. All right, let's make sure we got some sound on this.
Yeah, I heard something.
Oh, all right, okay. So yeah, this is it right here. So European men want African women placenta and eggs.
Right,
All right,
those
here we go.
African women. Yeah.
The stem cell technology that Peter and I invested in is called SCMT.
which takes the egg of a young, perfect woman specimen, takes the egg and takes out the nucleus and puts our DNA in the nucleus. It gives go ahead and take it out. Envoy? Huh? And this is part of this genetic greatness that we don't see in any other race on the planet. These curvy, sexy black women from Africa. Negroes have a kind of a monopoly on this genetic perfection, and we want some of that. So
Right, Nicole, and they just sitting there instead of running out the damn door.
So how much do you want for it? Let's bid. I bid $500 for the whoever I bid, he's gonna outbid me. $60,000 for the eggs. Yeah. Do you have that? If you have abortion,
$50,000 for the egg.
Umbilical cord, placenta, you carry blood. It's so rich with stem cells. When you regard it as waste, then it actually should be. It should be captured. It's recycled, and it should go to waste. It's life for.
See, that's the thing. Like them African women over there love these wealthy white European men to come in their country, and you see how he got them at the dinner table, and
Oh man, that's terrible.
showing them the luxury things of life, and it's basically fattening them up for the kill. Basically,
That's
say,
how they get them.
they present all this luxury to you. But look what he just said. I pay y'all $50,000 for y'all eggs, and this one guy started off at $500 for the placenta or some shit like that. He was because they know there's certain cells and things from a black woman that they can get so they can keep reproducing
That's
organs and
crazy, bro.
shit like that. Organs so they can
That's crazy that they just sitting there and
and they
listening
just
to
sitting
that
there.
and not. Yeah,
Yeah.
that goes to show you how brainwashed we are due to glamour and money and all that shit. It's not worth it. And that's how they get us. That's how. See, that goes to show you how. That goes to show you how enslaved we are. That we actually sit there and let somebody talk about using us basically for a goddamn science experiment because they
Yep.
brought up money and they introducing them to a luxury lifestyle. That's
Exactly.
crazy. It makes
Yep.
movies like the movie Blink Twice. It makes you think like shit like that is definitely going on because people will do anything for money. People will do anything for money. That's why this exists. That's why this
Well,
system we in
yeah,
exists is the money, bro. Everybody's enslaved to the money.
yeah. That's what I just read to y'all that the organ harvesting they target migrants and people in extreme poverty and prisoners. That's who they target. They catch you in at your lowest because they know people's in
Martine,
dire straits.
this is
Yeah,
it. That's why Planned Parenthood is in every black area in the hood. Yes, it is.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What
That's
was that movie that Jamie Foxx did where they was kidnapping the kids and all that from the projects and he was experimenting on them? What movie? What was that called? Do any of y'all remember the movie? And the
was a movie
kids
with
had
Jamie
special power.
Foxx.
They was given special powers.
Wasn't that on Netflix?
Yeah, it was on
Yeah.
Netflix.
I forgot the name of it.
If y'all know the name of that movie, put it in the comments or in the chat. It's a Jamie Foxx. It's a Netflix. It's a Jamie Foxx movie where he was like, was it his daughter that got kidnapped?
Yeah, I
I
believe
think it was his
so.
daughter that got
Yeah,
kidnapped. It come to find out they was experimenting on these black children from the hood.
yeah. Was it called Power or something like that? It was something like that.
I
think
mean, they
it was.
put they put all this stuff in the movies intentionally. They put all this stuff in the TV series and in the movies and even in the cartoons and shit like that. They constantly showing us what they do. Project Power.
Yeah,
That's what
Project
it's
Power. I
called.
just look it up. Yep, Project Power.
Project Power.
Yep.
That's exactly how they run their operations. It's crazy how they just put that. Jamie Foxx
Yeah,
been in a
well
lot of movies like that because he was
yeah,
in A Clone Tyrone.
Yeah, they draw a lot of their inspiration from real life events, real things that take place. So it's
Right.
basically just art imitating real life. So
Well,
that's
you gotta think about a lot of those
yeah,
a lot of those movie directors and producers and all of that. They be into that. They be into the shit.
right.
You heard what what's the name? What's the dude name that they Isaac Cappy. You heard what he said about Steven Spielberg. You seen the shit that Stanley Kubrick was saying and putting in his movies
Yeah,
before he died. Well, I believe he was unalive, but that's just my theory.
yeah. Stanley Kubrick is putting a lot of
Right.
it. Yeah,
Because they
Clockwork,
around all these
Clockwork
powerful
Orange, and
people. They around all these powerful people.
I mean they get a lot of consultants come in on these films. They work directly with the CIA on a lot of these films as well.
Project Paperclip.
Yeah, right.
Is
That,
Project Paperclip, right? That's the
yep.
or was it Project Mockingbird? It's one of them, one of
Nah, I
those
think it's
projects
paperclip. It's paperclip. I think it's
where
paperclip.
basically the CIA controls the media. And when they say control the media, that means all the movies that's put out, all the TV series that's put out, even down to the commercials, everything is controlled by them. So they can control the narrative, and they love exposing their like almost like trophies. They like showing off their trophies by allowing certain things in certain movies, showing us what they do. And we just
Yep,
sit there, eating our popcorn, dumb as hell. It's a movie.
yep.
It's just
So
something that
this
happens
is
in a
this is
movie.
I just typed it in. So this is what it is. It says the CIA actively collaborates with Hollywood to shape public perception, boost recruitment, and improve its overall image. The agency maintains an entertainment industry liaison program to provide filmmakers a specialized assets, props, and scripts, advice, um, advice in the exchange and favorable portrays. So it says script consultant, like I said, script consultant. The CIA entertainment liaisons offer feedback to ensure the agency is depicted heroically in the films. It says access to influence. Filmmakers gain access to classified sites. Listen, filmmakers access classified sites, things that the public don't even get. These filmmakers have connections to. Langley headquarters, an agency rep veterans. In return, the CIA heavily influenced its operatives in intelligence gathering methods like drone strikes, interrogation, and framed. Historically, myth making. The agency sometimes utilized film to control its own heroic narratives. For example, the Oscar-winning film Argo was
Right,
heavily supported by
right.
Project highlighted to convert the CIA rescue mission in Iran.
Right.
So y'all see what we talking about. We ain't just out here blurting shit. We know what we talk about because this stuff is public. All this stuff is
It
public.
is.
All right,
They not
TV
even
shows.
hiding it anymore. And
Listen,
this
it
leads us
goes
to our
further.
next
Yeah.
segment.
All right, this I ain't finished yet. Let me read off these couple more parts so y'all can understand. So the TV shows, the agency has closely advised or collaborated with television series such as Homeland, Alias, Convert Affairs, and 24. Movies,
Mhm.
major films like Zero Dark, 30, The Sum of All Fears, and The
Mhm.
Recruit received significant agency support to projects to strengthen intelligence capabilities. So so they work with listen, George Orwell. They do George Orwell in there. It says beyond the modern
Mhm.
advisory roles, the CIA's history in the entertainment goes back decades. During the Cold War, organizations even secretly purchased rights to George Orwell's Animal Farm. That's
Mhm.
crazy, bro. They even
And don't
recruit
forget, MI6 did the same thing with James Bond.
facts.
What's the author name? Something Flemings.
Fleming.
The one. What's his
Damn, what's his
first name?
name?
He he's
Is it Oscar
MI6.
Fleming? Flemings? What's his name?
Is it
What's
Oscar?
his, is it Oscar Flemings or something like that?
MI6, bro. That's the propaganda to make the MI6 look like good guys. James Bond is a whole propaganda piece to make MI6 look like good guys. We do the same shit. Yeah, Ian Fleming. Yup. Thank
Yeah,
you,
Ian Fleming.
Martin. We retaining so much information. Sometimes we forget little things like people first name, sometimes last name. But we see, y'all.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
they
y'all on the
right.
same shit that we on. Y'all, that's why y'all following everything we doing, because y'all see we ain't on no bullshit.
So the Animal Farm was altered. It was the animated film from George Orwell, and they used that to align with the communist propaganda. So they used George Orwell to push the communist propaganda. So just like they did with Walt Disney. Remember they used the Nazi party. Remember they was
That was
pushing all
Looney
the Nazi stuff.
Tunes.
Was it
That was
Looney
Looney
Tunes?
Tunes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember
that was
we grew
Bugs
up,
Bunny and all the motherfuckers.
yeah, they had the swastika, all that in there, and they was
Yep,
pushing Bugs Bunny was getting in beef with the Nazi soldiers on there and all
yep.
that. Yeah,
And they was pushing the slaughtering the Native American, the
right.
cowboys slaughtering the Native
Native
American
Americans.
propaganda. They
Right,
putting that in there.
right. And all of
Remember
y'all,
Bugs Bunny?
right,
One little, two little dead little Indians,
right.
three little, four little dead, and he was shooting the natives while he was singing that song.
And all
And
of
this
y'all
is
of
Bugs
age,
Bunny.
know what we talking about. Y'all didn't seen them cartoons growing up. That was exactly what we talking about.
Mass amount of
So
propaganda.
this is all intelligence agencies working with Hollywood directly to put this propaganda out through films, television shows, and cartoons. So cartoons you would see like G.I. Joe, X-Men. These are all inspired by the CIA. G.I.
This is
Joe,
crazy,
X-Men,
man.
Transformers, all these different that has to do with AI technology or some type of you know, going to war or anything that type of ordeal. CIA is working directly with these directors and filmmakers and script writers.
Mm,
So yeah,
mm, mm,
so
mm,
let's go
mm.
ahead and get into before we get into this video is sponsored by 90dayherbals.com because we got to get into Epstein running for mayor in Florida. All
If
right.
you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.
All right. If y'all want to continue to support what we do, y'all can shop with us at 90dayherbals.com. We also still got the sale going on for any of the smokables on there, whether you're buying the CBD cigarettes, the loose flower, or the pre-rolls. Buy two and get one for free by putting in the code BAGO, what's it? BAGO
Bago Flower
Flower
26.
20, yeah. BAGO Flower 26.
BOGOFLOWER 26. It's pinned to the top of the chat. You also can get to the website by scanning the QR code, and it's also going to be in the description of this video for those of you who are viewing at a later date. All right.
All right. So y'all let's catch in the replay.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right, so
Yep. Yep.
let's get into Palm Beach. Palm Beach. Epstein Pete is running for mayor, Florida, 2028.
This is
So this
crazy.
this was put out yesterday, and a lot of people still believe that this is Epstein, just an altered version of Epstein that the media is parading around and making this guy famous. Like
Yep.
it's like a spectacle of what's really going on with the Epstein files and the list and all that. And this kind of
Psychological warfare, bro.
yeah,
They
yeah,
making
it's
light
like
of
a
this Epstein shit
right. It's like a diversion. But yeah, you
to
see
the
him got
point
the
where this
little
guy's a
hat on.
celebrity,
Yeah, they made this guy a celebrity.
and it's Epstein.
That's why
This is
I don't
literally
think right.
Epstein.
That's why I don't think it was a coincidence that somebody was riding past and seen this guy driving the car. That was all planned out for that. It wasn't somebody just saying riding by his car and refilming him saying this guy looks like Epstein. No, that was all planned. It was planned for him to riding in his car with the top down and having somebody, recording him.
That was
Like, come
probably the
on now.
CIA, bro. It's either CIA and
Our hoodies
Mossad,
are back. Fresh.
together
My
created
bad,
this
my bad. Hold
character.
on. That was an accident. My bad, y'all. Yeah, this is all you know, a sham, a scam. Yep. So I guess, bro, I guess you can go ahead and get into the article. I had to switch the background to this Palm Beach Pete character, this Epstein alter ego. Yep. So TMZ reported that Palm Beach Pete announces he's running for mayor of Palm Beach in Florida. And you know what? They
All right.
probably will elect this silly motherfucker. But go ahead, bro.
Yo, you know this one thing. This is crazy how this guy comes up right after they try to cover up the whole Epstein. Then this guy comes out of nowhere, and all of a sudden he's a celebrity that
There's no,
fast.
there's no coincidence.
That's no
I mean,
coincidence, y'all. So this guy's running for mayor. He actually did a social media post on his Instagram saying that after much thought, I'm announcing that I will be running to become mayor of Palm Beach in the upcoming 2028 election, and more to come. So the guy who went, so this is TMZ article, the guy who went viral for looking eerily like Jeffrey Epstein is now taking his notoriety to the ballot box, announcing a run for mayor. The viral sensation, look at TMZ calling him the viral sensation. They part of the problem. Since they dropped the news on X, oh my bad, wasn't Instagram, it was on X, with a full-on campaign-style selfie Wednesday, revealing he's officially entering the race to become mayor of Palm Beach in 2028 election. This wasn't some random spur-of-the-moment post either. Pete was already decked out in a Palm Beach Pete for mayor 28-inch baseball cap, because nothing screams political ambition quite like campaign merch. He teased there's more to come too, and even updated his bio to read mayor candidate, town of Palm Beach 2028, complete with a campaign website link. Now, Pete's not exactly a long-time political heavyweight. He's actually a retired commercial real estate exec and former Division I tennis player. But lately, his biggest claim to fame has been the internet relentlessly comparing him to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. To his credit, Pete previously told TMZ he's nothing like Epstein, besides the unfortunate resemblance. And for Palm Beach voters' sake, let's hope that's true before election season. Who the fuck will vote for this guy who's really
they will vote
Epstein?
them. Yeah.
Let's just be real.
And
This guy is Epstein, y'all.
right. And let me say this real quick. They will use this influence of this character, right? They will take and
Hmm.
use his influence because we know how the establishment loves to capsulate energy, right? So anybody that has a big platform, a big following, a celebrity, or so they will use their influence. So to actually build this guy up in the media as an Epstein lookalike or an Epstein alter ego, and put him in position of any type of political role or anything like that, then you know that's a diversion to basically try to override the Epstein information that's out here with the Epstein files. Because if you're constantly giving this guy media attention and say, "Oh, he looks like Epstein," or it's they're trying to override the Epstein files that was put out there. So when anybody go to look up Epstein in the future, this Palm Beach Pete guy will pop up. This is all propaganda. This is all divergent. This is all a psyop to basically make us forget about the Epstein files, and that we
Not
have
forget, but
people,
make light of it.
yeah, make light
Make a
of it,
spectacle of it.
just to basically take us off the focus that we know the corporations that we constantly support and the people that's in office that's constantly running our government are in the Epstein file or had some type of association with Jeffrey Epstein.
Mind you, they found dead bodies buried on his ranch. So this is serious, and they making a spectacle out of this. And clearly, this guy is Epstein. And the thing is, they love laughing in our faces and doing stuff like this. They basically showing us, telling people like us who know better, saying, "Look at us, ha ha, we untouchable. We can put our guy right back out in the public, repackaged to someone else, and y'all still gonna love him." And he's going to get away with everything. Not only that, we're going to let him run for office, and we might let him win.
Oh
You
no,
see
they
what they're
propping him.
doing?
Oh yeah, they're gonna use his influence to
Do
prop
y'all see what they're doing?
as a diversion. Yeah,
This goes to show you how brain dead the public is to allow some shit like this. This guy was abusing men, women, and children nonstop for years with the help of other powerful people around the world. And we sitting there letting some
yep.
guy who's claiming he's not him, but look, everything else is identical, but they claiming that he's not him. We let him parade around, become a celebrity to the point where people's taking pictures with him. Oh, I love you, Palm Beach Pete, and all that. And this guy could possibly be Jeffrey Epstein himself,
Yep.
the child murderer, the rapist, the pedo, and y'all actually parading around this guy like he's something special, like he's God gift to the world. This is
Yeah, he done
insane,
been on.
y'all.
He done been on the
This
late
is
and
insane.
Tonight shows with Jimmy Kimmel and all these different people. Been on mainstream media platforms, doing interviews and big podcasts, and now he feel like that. Now, who told him to run for mayor?
This
So
world is headed, y'all.
it's obviously he know he has a chance of winning based off his celebrity status that he able to become mayor. Because the public bought into this shit.
We're finished.
Yeah,
We're finished.
and it,
For us to be collectively letting this go on, and this guy is actually becoming a loved celebrity by some after who he's associating himself with, basically. This is insane, y'all. Like like society is finished. I'm totally convinced that this is the end.
and he publicly had a nerve to say, "Yeah, I was at a party with Epstein."
Right.
Yeah,
And the fact that all his places of residences line up with Epstein.
yeah,
This dude got he got property in New York, a house in New York, house in Palm
yeah,
Beach. And it's exactly in the same areas where Epstein was from. Epstein had places in Palm Beach. He also had places in Manhattan and New York. Same thing with this Palm Beach Pete guy. They just happen to have properties in the same places, both own private jets, look exactly identical, and he's claimed he's been at parties where Epstein was at. Come on, man. And if that's not
yeah.
Epstein himself, that's definitely a relative.
Right,
If that's not
exactly.
Epstein himself, that's a relative.
Now, the real Palm Beach Pete came forward and said that he has no association with this guy. And this real Palm Beach Pete guy has a YouTube channel. He's like a fisherman or something like that lives in Palm Beach, and he's been known to be Palm Beach Pete for a long time. So
Yeah,
this
America's finished.
yeah this fake Palm Beach Pete basically stole the name of the real Palm Beach Pete, and basically with the Epstein lookalike, and
Right,
ran with the whole thing. And it makes you think, if it ain't Epstein, it's definitely a relative.
right.
It's definitely a relative.
That's definitely a relative if it's not him. I mean, this guy is
Cause he
identical to
looks,
Epstein.
yeah, cause he looks more like Epstein than his brother Mark Epstein do.
Right.
Mark Epstein looks slightly like uh Jeffrey Epstein, but this Palm Beach Pete guy looked exactly like him, like a twin.
Like he would be a twin brother, right?
But
Like this
they
dude is
playing in our
identical.
faces, right? But they playing in our faces with this
Even
situation
the
here.
even the structure of the teeth, like how the teeth, because
Yeah,
people dental records are all different,
right.
just like your fingerprints.
Facts.
This guy's teeth is shaped exactly like Epstein's. He got the same everything, the same nose, the same, that long under the nose to the lip section, that long ass part right there, from the nose to the bottom lip, all that space right there, Epstein. The
Right.
hair, the ears, the mannerisms, the
Yeah.
voice. How, bro? Either a twin or is Epstein himself.
Yeah.
They really
Yeah.
repackaged this man and put him out into the public right in front of our faces, and we all just sitting back accepting it. Like we act, to tell you the truth, we accepting a lot. The,
What?
the
But
the general
right.
public is accepting a lot from this wicked government and they corporate crony buddies is accepting a lot these days. This should have sent us over the edge.
But that's crazy that they will want a Epstein figure to be a mayor of a city and shit. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. Like they would actually envision themselves having an Epstein character as a mayor.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
I don't know if Palm Beach gonna go for that. Maybe Palm Beach, maybe he just saying that and think he gonna run and win, but I don't think Palm Beach might go for a Jeffrey Epstein figure. And if he do get there, it's all about design for him to be in position because they might be propping him up to be a
Hmm.
figure, a major figure in the political space or the Hollywood scene. They might prop him up to be the party guy that bring because they love that have that party figure that Diddy, that Hugh Hefner, Epstein
Hmm.
type party figure that takes. So they need somebody to replace Epstein. They need the next party figure that everybody knows throughout the media. Everybody in the public knows this guy. He's famous. They need these figures in place,
Hmm.
to bring in the next people that they going to either bribe, blackmail, or whatever else they going to do. They need the next party guy on the scene. So it seems like they propping this Palm Beach Pete guy up to be the next party guy on the scene
That's
for all
crazy.
the celebrities.
That's crazy.
And you can't put him in directly, so you gotta gradually bump him up. You can't just throw him at the top right away. You gotta like especially in this day and age with social media, everything's about social media. So you gotta gradually let this guy get famous, put him in certain positions, pause, where he's able to be lined up with certain celebrities or certain politicians, and next thing you know, this is the new party guy on the scene that everybody go
Well,
for the
you
party.
starting to see him at Aiden Ross events. So
Yeah, right.
he pushing them towards the streamers because the
Yeah,
streamers are really big right now. So you seen
right.
this guy at Aiden Ross event. So that goes to show you what they are. They propping him up for the
Yeah, if
public.
he's at a Aiden, if he's with Aiden Ross and them, these guys are like the top streamers. Like Aiden Ross
Right.
being a Jewish guy and part of that small hat community. This Palm Beach Peach guy is a Jewish guy, just like Epstein is. They all from that whole small hat community. So that's already in alignment with what they want anyway. Famous Jewish guy, the media, everybody recognize the guy and he's the man and women want to be around him, because they're going to put women around him. So because putting women around him draws certain men, it draws certain, caliber of men in. So that's what they want. They know that. They know what's going on. They know what they propping this guy up to be. We can see it. And watch this. Y'all gonna be reverting back to this live stream like, damn, JR and Isaiah was right.
Yeah, yeah, he was at the event where Ray J was boxing a super fire dude. So he was at that, and that was a streaming event, and all the big streamers were there.
And they made
And
sure
of
they
course,
gave him
they
camera
interviewed.
time.
Yeah, I sent you
Yeah.
the John, and they
Oh, you
and
did?
they yeah, they
Okay.
interviewed him. Yep, because they want to give him more media exposure, and streaming is the best way to do that nowadays. Because all the streaming, you gotta realize, streaming is taking over the whole internet as far as entertainment and content.
Right.
Like the streamers are like number one on social media right now when it comes to attention. And they made sure they put this guy, you know, where the streamers are at because that's where all the attention gonna be at. So they're
Yeah.
literally packaging this guy and propping him up for all of us, for
Yeah, he's
sure.
catching private jets everywhere. They
Right,
putting them in the finest clothes, the finest suits, and having them driving the finest cars, and
right.
you know, so they really propositioning this guy to be, someone that they can use, because that's all it's
Facts.
about, propping somebody up that so they can be used.
The
So
fact
yeah,
that the fact that it could possibly be Epstein is the worst though.
yeah,
Because we allowing it. That goes to show
yeah,
you like the people are failing. Like we're failing collectively. Collectively, people
yeah,
should be outraged. People should be outraged. In fact, they doing the complete opposite. They praising this guy.
yeah,
They praising this guy for looking like a creep.
yeah. All right, so this is Palm Beach P at Aiden Ross boxing event. You ain't got another version of that because they got the music
It
playing in the
ain't
back.
no sound. Yeah. Hold
Yeah,
on.
nah, you don't. I don't want to play that anyway because they got They got goddamn Lionel Richie playing in the background. I don't want us to get no copyright, John. They'll block the video for copyrights. Yeah, probably somewhere on Instagram. It's probably easier. Let me see. I can look it up on Instagram. Palm
Sent
Beach
you
Pete.
another joint with him
You
talking to
did?
Neon and
Okay. Yeah, because I wanted to specifically play this one because this guy was telling him, nah, you're Epstein, bro. You're Epstein, bro. He was specifically telling him, like, I don't believe nothing else. You're Epstein. All right, I'll play this one, but I'm gonna get the other one too.
hey, you gotta reshare that joint. Ain't no sound.
Oh, ain't no sound? Damn. All right, let me stop and reshare it. I hate when StreamYard do that. Ain't no damn sound. All right, hold on. I hate when they do this. All right, here we go.
I know exactly who he is. I know the perfect time. You came up. Epstein. Oh, I'm just kidding. You know Neon. Sorry.
All right, I got the
Hey,
video.
brother. I'll see you later.
I'll see you
I
in a
got
minute.
What
brother.
the? In a minute.
I told that coming to interview him, and we getting to the bottom of his shit.
Oh my God. Okay.
He ain't who we think he is.
I mean, I know exactly who he is. I know the perfect time. You came up. Epstein. Oh, I'm just kidding. You know Neon. Sorry. Hey, brother. I'll see you later.
I'll see you in a minute.
What
brother.
the? In a minute.
I told that coming to interview him, and we getting to the bottom of his shit.
Oh my God.
All right, let me pull this other one up because this is the one where he actually interviewed him. Let me pull this shit up. All right, now. Oh shit. All right, here we go. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
All right, Brand Rich 14. We have a special guest in the building. I don't know if you need any introduction, but you can tell you do it for you. All right, before I do that, has anybody ever told you got a real familiar face?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, and cut the shit, man. No, I'm from Memphis. Who are you?
Palm Beach Pete in the house. Not Jeffrey Epstein.
See, a hit dog gonna holler. We didn't say that. We didn't bring that up.
No.
I thought you was Brad Pitt at first. So, and you brought up Epstein. Y'all stay in the. I seen something. Y'all got the same background, and y'all stay in the same crib. And both this part of y'all mouth, like the top of y'all lip, long. No, this little part long. Yeah, that's what give it away.
Yeah,
we caught your ass.
for sure.
We glad to have you here, Mr. Pete. So what brought you to the Brand Rich 14?
Great event. It's great content, great people, a lot of fun.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, they're my boy, man. Listen.
Big shout out to Aiden Ross. He's the man.
Aiden Ross. That's who invited you to the fight? Okay. Yeah, man. I'm just gonna keep it real. You were caught. We own your ass, and you and let's cut the camera back to Aiden. All right.
Yeah. Shout out to Nicole Pink for the super chat. She said they play in everyone's face. It's just a matter of time. But do we even have that? All right. Shout out to Nicole Pink.
Shout out to Nicole.
Definitely long time
Yeah, you
supporter.
right. You right, man. They are playing in everybody's faces. I mean, I
Right.
don't know when people going to get mad, but people ain't mad enough yet. I guess
I
that's
think I don't even think people should get mad. I think people should get smart. I think people need to get smart. I think people shouldn't even act off emotions or nothing. It's time to actually put
Well,
your
I mean,
brains together and get smart. You know what I mean? It ain't even time to get
collective is
emotional.
hard.
Yeah. Like
because there's
it's not even
so many
yeah,
different people.
yeah,
That's only certain people is able to do that, because that takes a lot of inner work to be able to be like that and not get emotional for. So you got to separate yourself from the emotions that the media is trying to get you to have, and most people don't have that type of, that sixth sense to be able to do that. So the
right,
only thing you got is for people to get mad, because people have to get mad first before they want to start changing things. You know what I'm saying? So the mad is actually a good emotion to have if it's
right.
used
It
correctly.
was used
So I
correctly,
so
right,
I agree. Yeah, it should be intelligent, but there's nothing wrong with the emotion, because people should be getting mad because they're playing in our faces. But
right,
yeah,
right,
but the way we handle it, yeah, it should be intellectual. And the thing is, the public handling it intellectual, that means that it wouldn't be no violence, because you
right, right,
realize if
right.
this majority of people, you won't have to fire one single shot or anything, because one
That's true.
majority says no, it's going to be no, because nobody's going to buy into their system.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the intelligent way. That, you know what I'm saying? But most people ain't on that level yet. So all we got is just for people to get mad at the propaganda. That's a start. I look at that as a start. You know what I'm saying? That's a start, because this guy literally is parading in front of our faces, and this literally could be Epstein. That's the crazy part about this, because nobody can't say that it's not. Like somebody says that, yo, that's actually Epstein. How could you even argue with him? This guy got this. He looks identical, sounds identical, the same mannerisms, bro. How do you have the same mannerisms? This is insane. We need some type of something against this. But I mean, we sit back and allow this to happen, and I guess we deserve what we get. I mean,
I
at this
think, yeah,
point,
yeah, I think things got to get a lot worse before they get better.
you're
Because I
right.
think these events have to take place in order. Because how would people able to, wake up out of the trance unless some shit is happening,
Facts,
unless
facts.
things are happening? So it has to get bad, and it's going to get bad. It's already bad now, but it's going to get worse. And I think it's supposed to. I mean, if you study history and you know the pattern of history, empires that fell, and people that got scattered all across the four corners of the earth. People was able to still bounce back from these catastrophic events that took place. Some done by the Most High, some done by just mankind. Period. But we was always able to bounce back from these things that take place. So these things have certain things have to take place every so often, on this planet. Hey, and it comes along with it. So we're gonna see a lot more of fake uh prophets, fake, you know, uh godlike figures, fake uh fake Hollywood people. And yeah, we're gonna start seeing a lot more of this shit. Now with AI, man, this shit is off the chain, because now they're able to fake a lot of
Right.
shit now with the AI.
Facts. And they've been doing that.
Hey, they like
And the
the
thing
fuck
is,
out
the
of this
mainstream
AI.
media been using little tactics like that. They was using AI before they let the public use it, and they was using deep fake technology, and they were using the mask. You see how
Yep.
these people's getting on camera with masks on that looks real,
Yeah.
and it don't even be them. So we like, damn. You seen they did it with Jim Carrey, and they just recently did it with the dude from the military.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they had him on again. This time he had his neck all tied up with the suit. He had it buttoned all
Yep.
the way up. All
So
right.
you see they using the mask too. So we don't even know who's who out here.
Nope. Yeah. So this goes into our next segment, but let's get into a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after these messages. All right.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.
Yeah, like we said, we sponsored by 90dayherbals.com. Check out our herbal website where we sell natural herbal products, from CBD to herbal soaps to hair care products for hair growth. We have organic sea moss gel on there. Get y'all minerals in. We also have apparel on there, hoodies with different figures on there, like Michael Jackson, Tupac. We have African style hoodies as well. So yeah, go on there and check us out. NightandDayHerbals.com. You could Google us on Night and Day Network LLC. Google us. You see we 5 stars on Google. And you check out the reviews. And for y'all that already purchased products from us, go to those products and leave reviews on those products that y'all purchased. Honest reviews, whether it worked for you, whether it didn't. But we want honest reviews. So if you purchased products from us in the past, you can go to our website and leave honest reviews on those products. And we also still got the sale going on. Buy 2 of any of the smokables on the website, and you'll get buy 2 get 1 free using BOGO Flower 26. That's BOGO Flower 26. You can use that promo code during checkout, and you get your 2 for 1. All right. So let's get back into it. So we have this Prince Andrew guy who also is tied up in Epstein. He's being investigated for sexual misconduct involved with the Jeffrey Epstein situation. So it looks like they're going forward with investigating this guy. We don't know what the outcome going to be. I know his brother is real heavy on helping law enforcement, investigate his brother. I think this guy want his brother out the way completely. Because if King Charles died, it'll go to his son Andrew, not the brother Andrew, but his son Andrew. They don't want this guy nowhere near, the royal family because he was tied. And now
Yikes.
I feel like all of them is involved, but his stuff got out in the public. All of them be involved with shit, but he got put out in the public. This woman
Right.
wrote a book on him about her encounters with with Prince Andrew involving Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this, man. Let's get into this. This is Channel 10 that put this out. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna come right back with a deeper dive. Let's get it.
First up, there has been
Let me know y'all can hear it.
an extraordinary development in the police investigation into the former Prince Andrew. British detectives have just revealed they're investigating a specific alleged sexual encounter involving the then Prince back in
No sound.
2010.
All right, let me reshare it, y'all, because we
It
ain't got no
sound.
sound on it.
Oh,
It was?
he said it's no. They
Nah, I don't
it's
think there was
sound.
no sound on it. It was?
Yeah, it was sound, bro. How many of y'all heard the video? Well, just reshare it
I
anyway. But
yeah,
it was definitely sound.
I didn't get no sound because I checked, personally, and I didn't hear anything. But let's go ahead.
First up, there has been an extraordinary development in the police investigation into the former Prince Andrew. British detectives have just revealed they're investigating a specific alleged sexual encounter involving the then Prince back in 2010. Let's go to our reporter, Patrick Murrell in London. Pat, this is a new revelation.
Hugh, the disgraced prince was already under investigation for public misconduct while in office over allegations he leaked sensitive business information to his close friend, the disgraced and deceased pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, back when Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was Britain's trade envoy in 2010 to 2011. Now, though, British police are stressing that this probe isn't just limited to financial impropriety or corruption and has expanded to include sexual offences as well. In particular, they're investigating one incident which allegedly saw a woman sent to Windsor Castle for sexual purposes in 2010. Thames Valley Police, which is leading the investigation, is keen to speak to this woman. She has not yet made a formal complaint, but officers are in touch with her lawyers. They're keen to speak to her as well as any other potential victims as well. They're also in contact with the US Department of Justice to gain access to the full unredacted trove of Epstein files, the release of which was the trigger for this investigation. Andrew has not been charged with any crime and has maintained his innocence throughout this long and ever worsening saga.
Slumped in the back seat of a car, wide-eyed and dishevelled after spending his 66th birthday in police custody on suspicion of misconduct in public office. That was 3 months ago. Now the investigation into the former prince, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, has become darker, with authorities in the UK confirming they're not just looking at financial crimes, but sex crimes. In a statement, Thames Valley Police said, In addition to the investigation into misconduct in public office, the assessment of reports that a woman was taken to an address in Windsor in 2010 for sexual purposes is ongoing. The breakthrough coming after Andrew's residences at Sandringham Estate and Windsor Castle were raided by police, as well as the release of files related to deceased pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, a man who Andrew counted as a close friend. Detectives now hoping to speak to the woman involved and gain access to the full, unredacted trove of Epstein files. Andrew was stripped of his royal titles by his brother, King Charles, when the extent of his relationship with the disgraced financier became clear. Not long after that, documents released by the US Justice Department appear to show Andrew sharing sensitive business information with Epstein during his time as the UK's trade envoy. New light shed on that appointment too, with the British government releasing files that reveal the late Queen had lobbied for her favourite son to take on the role. The Queen is very keen that the Duke of York should take on a prominent role, one the documents reveal he was never vetted for.
As I think we've known for some time that there was no vetting done, it has been standard not to vet members of the royal family.
As unqualified to be a trade envoy as he was to be a royal. In London, Patrick Murrell, 10 News.
But his mother protected him throughout that whole thing while she was still alive. But as soon as she died, that's when everything started coming out about this guy, like full force. But his mama was protecting him the whole time. The whole time. It's just crazy. Yeah, so now he's under investigation. We don't, a lot of these things is you really think he's gonna face any jail time, really? If he faced jail time, then it was definitely meant for him to go to jail. And his brother definitely put him there. His brother put him there.
Back.
Because I mean, we know he was kicked out the castle. He was, he stripped of his status, and now he ain't even Prince Charles no more. He just Andrew Windsor, and that's it. I mean, he didn't face no, he got arrested, but then he got right back out. He didn't no charges. So now they launching a full investigation on him because that first go around, like you said, it was just for him leaking some information to Epstein. But now they spinning the block and getting him on sexual misconduct. I don't know. So it might go a different way because he's not above going to jail. We know that. We know he's not above going to jail because, like you said, if they want him there, his brother want to put him there. He'll be there.
That's the only way he'd get in there.
Right. That's why I noticed I mentioned the brother.
Nobody else would be able to get him in jail except for his brother. Think about it. People like this don't usually go to jail. When the last time you seen somebody from the royal family go to jail? Like, just think about it. These type people don't usually go to jail.
Right.
So it had to be somebody very powerful that's for the fact that his name is even brought up in the media, and it's like it had to be someone very powerful behind it. And who could it be but his brother, King Charles? Because I mean, to tell you the truth, they never liked each other.
Right.
And that's the one thing. There's always a lot of infighting going on within inside royal families because they even be fighting for power within inside the family. That's the thing about these powerful families. They not, a lot of times they fall from the inside out because of the infighting.
Yeah.
But when it comes to going against the public, they team up with that. That's everyday business. Because these people really don't care about the public. That's how I don't understand how people still idolize, which is dwindling, but I don't understand how people idolize the royal families. Like they haven't really done anything for those people over here. Just like our politicians don't really do nothing for us. They just go in there
Right.
and serve themselves. And this sexual misconduct, I'm pretty sure they all involved with that. But
Right.
that type of stuff usually get covered up. Because I mean, this is not nothing new. I
Right.
bet you King Charles was doing some stuff too, very similar to his brother. It's just that it's not never brought up in the media.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So
like, let's just be
right.
real.
Exactly. All right, so the woman that wrote the book, Virginia, I guess it's Gouffre, one of Prince Andrew's prominent accusers, wrote a memoir, Nobody's Girl, a memoir of survivor of abuse and fighting justice, co-written by author Amy Wallace, published in October. The book details Giuffre's allegations of abuse and sex trafficking by Jeffrey Epstein, including 3 specific encounters with Prince Andrew. So yeah, that's when things really hit the fan, is when this woman wrote that book and that book got out. And they put that book got put out that put the spotlight on this guy with Jeffrey Epstein, and now look, leading all the way up to you know sexual misconduct investigation. Yeah, yeah, and rightfully so. But what's up with America? Why no one is in handcuffs in America that was on the Epstein list? What's up with that?
Tane just said it. He's the scapegoat.
He's the
Probably
scapegoat.
have a body. Yup, probably got a body double too. They do that too. They put a body double in jail and execute him, and then the other one and just act like he's dead.
Oh, like they did with Saddam Hussein. They act
Yeah,
like they publicly hung him
yeah. And they might
on
play
TV.
another role. They might come out and play another role because
Yeah, like
they
Palm
play
Beach Pete.
multiple roles, right?
Like Palm Beach Pete.
Like Palm Beach Pete. That's what we trying to get y'all to understand how fake it all is. That these guys, they could act like one of them died off and they repackage them and put them back out as somebody else right in front of our faces. Because you gotta do that. You gotta think about it. They wear those realistic masks, and some of them do face reconstruction. So you don't even know who's who. That's how they play in our faces. Sometimes you'll get the same guy play 2 and 3 roles. Just by the fact that they could make somebody completely someone else by putting by putting one of those masks on them,
What's the
those
video I sent
realistic looking
earlier?
masks.
Yeah, let me pull this up. The video I sent you earlier with the CIA woman that sat in front of the president, said, yeah, I want to show this new improved
Right.
disguise. And he was like, "Where's the disguise at?" He said, and the woman pulled her mask off.
I'm
Let
wearing
me pull it.
it.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
wearing it.
wearing it.
So this is a former CIA lady
What?
that showed the president
What?
her latest disguise.
You wearing it?
Shit, they used to say Michael Jackson used to get dressed like old white men and shit just to go out in public. And
Yeah, he did that for a music video.
yeah,
A lot of them celebrities do that because
then
what's the name? Eddie Murphy went out there as Professor Clump.
right
But just to test it on the public, just to see if
before the
people
movie
thought
even came
he was.
out.
Yeah, before the movie even came out, right? Yeah, they do that type shit all the time. So they got makeup artists that can make you look like somebody completely different, and they got the realistic mask,
Like Mrs. Doubtfire looking at him.
Mrs. Doubtfire and shit, or the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Let me pull this shit up.
That's what's wild about this. Yeah, we in a crazy world, y'all.
But these people need to be prosecuted to the highest degree and go to jail. Like I hate that they trying to divert us and take the focus off these people that really need to go to jail that was
Right.
associates with Jeffrey Epstein or did
Facts.
business with him. Like this is
And
crazy.
it's Palm Beach Pete guys actually Epstein.
And
So
they right. And they trying
they
to
only
use
sending who to jail they want to send to jail.
yeah. And they using all this Iran shit to take the focus off of that. It's a lot of stuff that's going on that's trying to basically override the whole Epstein algorithm to basically push all that shit to the bottom and pile on top of the Iran war and all this extra shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
And
what are we
that's what
talking
it
about
is.
here?
It's all a distraction.
Yeah, like what are we talking about here?
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
All right, so
People
here we
ain't mad
go.
enough for me.
All right. So this the lady right here. This is a former CIA lady that speaks on the new disguises that they created. They don't be uh distracted by the top thing because that's them basically showing the dude from the military guy that had the little slit in his neck that was wearing the mask. But let me know if y'all can hear this.
Nah, I don't hear nothing, but it got
No
music
sound.
behind it. But I hear music, and that's
All
it.
right, all right, it's gonna come in. All right.
All right.
And I briefed George H.W. Bush, the president, while I was wearing a full face mask. And I'm telling him that I'm going to show him the best disguise that we have. And he's looking for a bag, like, where is it? I said, well, I'm wearing it and I'm going to take it off. So I took it off and I was holding it up in the air so he could see it. My whole head, it had hair and a face and a neck.
So you could walk around as someone else.
Absolutely.
And that would be the disguise.
Absolutely. That was a great disguise. I went to the White House and I briefed George H.W. Bush, the president, while I was wearing a full face mask. And I'm telling him that I'm going to show him the best disguise that we have. And he's looking for a bag, like, where is it? I said, well, I'm wearing it and I'm going to take it off. So I took it off and I was holding it up in the air so he could see it. My whole head, it had hair and a face and a neck.
So you could walk around as someone else.
Absolutely.
And that would be the disguise.
Absolutely. That was.
Yeah. Shit, how we know Prince Charles? I mean, well, King Charles ain't dead. And that's just a motherfucker parading around
Wearing a
as
mask. Right.
like, yo, I don't trust none of this.
But you can say the same thing about Trump, and you can say the same thing
Yeah.
about Biden when Biden was in office.
Right.
It was actually a few clips out there where it looked like Kamala had a mask on.
I don't trust none of these mugs.
That's the thing. Like, sometimes the original don't even have to be dead. It could just be someone in their place because they got multiple engagements.
Well, we know
So
Hillary
they might
Clinton had
do that.
Right. We know Hillary had hers because she was in two places at one time in the public. And people's like, okay, how this can be? Two Hillary Clintons in the public, one across town, one somewhere else, and then one come walking out the building.
And remember, y'all remember the movie The Associate with Whoopi Goldberg when she played Robert Cuddy? They
Oh,
turned Whoopi
yeah.
Goldberg into a whole white
Right.
man. That's
Yeah,
a
you're
black
right.
woman that they turned into an old white man.
Yeah, she played the part with that too.
Played the part.
Yeah, that was a good movie, actually. She played the part with
Yep.
that.
Robert Cuddy.
She went in as a like a rich white business guy because she couldn't do nothing as a black woman, as far as like, he was
Right.
kind of like, you know, down on her because she was a black woman, but she was smart in business. But just because she was a black woman, they wouldn't let her make no progress. So she went and
Right.
got a whole makeover as an old white man, sort of like with with Mrs.
Mrs.
Doubtfire did.
Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she was able to succeed and pass. And then I don't want to be tough, but at the end, she took the mask off, and everybody was shocked. And
Spoiler alert.
yeah,
If you've never seen The Associate, JR just told you the whole damn movie.
yeah.
He told you the surprise ending and everything.
But the thing is that it's really not one of those type movies because it shows her
Right.
going to get the makeup done and all
Right.
that.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
yeah, it ain't one of them spoiler alert joints.
No, you still spoiled the ending because nobody
Oh,
know
yeah,
that
yeah,
she was
yeah.
going. You know what I mean?
Right,
Take her
right,
stuff
yeah.
off in front of everybody because she was
Yeah,
acting like Robert
yeah.
Cuddy.
My
You know what I'm
bad,
saying?
y'all, for the spoiler alert for y'all that didn't see The Associate with
And I'm sitting here
Whoopi Goldberg.
explaining it even more.
But it's cool. It's still a good movie to watch.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
You know, if you understand what we talking about with these disguises and all that.
Yeah, they able to make them look realistic, y'all. Like, you can't even tell. And it's just the mask himself. They don't even need to use all that makeup and extra shit. All they need to do is put that mask over your face and you look like somebody else. That's crazy. So we don't know who's real out here. That's another thing. Like, and nobody can really debate us with this because it's right in our faces. This is a CIA agent telling you about how realistic the masks are and how she was able to fool the president. And she could be wearing a mask right now while she's telling the story.
Right.
That's the crazy thing about all of this.
That's insane, though.
So that Project Pete, the Palm Beach Pete guy, he could be wearing a mask. You don't even know.
I don't think
Epstein could have
wearing a
been.
mask.
Epstein could have been wearing a mask. You don't know they look so realistic though. You don't know who's wearing the mask.
Yeah, I don't think
that's
the
what's
Palm Beach
crazy
Pete
about
guy wearing a
this.
mask. I think that's either that could be Epstein himself,
Cosmetic
or like
surgery, or actually Epstein himself or a relative. Me
relative.
personally, I feel like it's Epstein himself, but that's just me.
But yeah,
But
they
you don't know who's real out
got a
here, y'all.
lot of scams going on. I tell you that. A lot of propaganda, a lot of diversion going on, a lot of
This is serious.
distractions going on, a lot of just they love playing tricks on citizens though. They love playing
Mm-mm.
these. I mean, you just look how
Love.
look how excited the motherfucking Duke and Duke was and goddamn trading places when they was running a game on Winthorpe and goddamn Billy Ray Valentine. Bet for
Right.
$1. That's the type of shit they be bored. They be bored and they do that type of shit. And that was put out by Aaron Russo. Like Aaron Russo was the producer on that. And the Rockefellers was trying to recruit Aaron Russo because his influence was big because he started running these campaigns and shit. But yeah, they get bored and they love playing games on the general population
Mm-hmm. They damn sure do.
because they
And
got
and
so
it's
much
it's like
wealth,
the Truman Show.
right? There's so much wealth and power. It's like they get bored, so they have to create these games and shit. A lot of these games is mirrors of what they be into, like Monopoly and all that shit. A lot of that shit is a mirror of what the type of shit they be into. The whole real estate game and you know, prison. They like to run these schemes and shit with prison and filling these private prisons up and shit like that. All this shit just be a part of a game. And they make money out of it, but they also get joy out of ruining people's lives. It's like
Yep.
masturbation for them to ruin people's lives. They really get off from ruining people's lives.
Well, it's because they got all the money in the world. They wealthy and they bored. So they do shit like that's why they come out with showing us movies like the Hunger Games and the Squid
Yeah, they
Games.
like doing that shit.
You got even in real life, you got to think about back in Rome, like the gladiator games. Like they take poor people and prisoners of war and they use them for entertainment. It's all about the exploitation thing. That's what they're into. So yeah,
Yeah,
they love doing it. You remember the movie Rat Race with Cuba Gooding Jr. and all them? Like how the rich people sit there and they bet on people's actual lives. I mean,
yeah,
like that's just something that they do. They do that type shit. They got so much money and they bored with life that they experienced everything. They now all they got to do is play with poor people.
yeah. They run these games.
Yeah.
I bet you I can make this person famous. Look, they took a bum off the street like Billy Ray Valentine and made him one of the top traders in the motherfucking city. You know what I'm saying? On the East Coast and shit for Duke and Duke. So they would take a motherfucker from poor state and raise him up there. And that's what they do with, all these stories you be hearing about niggas from the hood and from the projects. And they all of a sudden they become billionaires and all this shit. That shit is not done by because these niggas is geniuses. This shit is designed. It's like the movie, what's the movie where they was all sitting at the table, and they was like, yeah, we like to, take a guy from the ghetto, make him one of us. What's that movie called again? Y'all know what movie I'm talking about when they was all sitting at the table and shit.
Let us know in the chats or in the comments if
I'm
y'all
pretty
know
sure a
if
lot of
y'all know the movie.
I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all seen that goddamn clip when they was all these rich people was sitting at the dinner table and they was like, yeah, we like to raise them up as one of us and present them to the people and basically damn, what the fuck is the name of that movie? Tricky Baby. That's the name of it. Tricky Baby. The movie is named Tricky Baby. Yeah, it's Tricky Baby. Yeah, nah, the movie is called Tricky Baby. There's a scene from that where they all sitting at the dinner table and they were saying how they take black people out of the ghetto and raise them up as one of theirs. So that's the shit we be talking about. And they gonna raise this Palm Beach Pete guy up. I mean, he already one of theirs. He's part of the Jewish community anyway. And but now they just gonna make him famous. He's gonna be the new guy in town, the new party guy. Everybody go through. He's gonna be the hot shot politician, and he's gonna be in movies and shit. They might, I remember Jimmy Kimmel asking him would he play Epstein in a movie. He said, yeah. So next thing you know, they're gonna have him in a movie playing Epstein and shit, and they're gonna really prop this guy
So
up.
they're gonna have him in a movie playing himself.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
insane.
basically, yeah,
Him in a movie playing himself
basically,
after all the atrocities that he committed all around the world and on that island and at that ranch. And then
basically.
yeah, that's insane, y'all. I mean, society is pretty much cooked, right? Society is pretty much cooked. That's what that means. Uh where do we go
Nah,
from
I,
here,
I, don't-
y'all?
I don't think society cook. I think they're just desperate. They just don't. They losing information age so bad that they're just being desperate, and it's showing. Their desperation is showing. They slip is showing, and their desperation is showing. And now people are actually getting to peek behind the fucking curtain. They're desperate, bro. You can see the desperation just by the moves they making. The moves they got Trump making is all out of desperation.
Yeah,
They're not getting
like
the
someone
support from
said
the people
earlier,
like that.
Trump is a distraction.
Yeah, they're not getting the support from the people like we think they are. They're it's a facade because mainstream media. If you own the media, then you always going to portray yourself as the winner. You're never going to say, yeah, they're going to make the stock market look good. They're going to make the economy look like it's doing good. They're not going to make themselves listen. The last thing these people want to do is make themselves look weak in the public. They don't want to look weak to the public. These people are so egotistic that they don't want to look weak. Looking weak for them is like death. To look weak to them is death.
Well, because they got to keep the illusion going,
Yeah, they gotta keep
like
right,
they're the majority, but they're not. They
right.
always been the minority, and they play the majority against each other. They play us against each other, but it's not working as much because now everybody is starting to see the corruption that's coming from them. Like they becoming more and more visible, and then they're making moves that's making themselves more and more visible. If you think about it,
Yeah,
I mean, to tell you the truth, they parading this Palm Beach Pete guy right out in public, and that's obviously Epstein. I mean, what do
everything in
you
the
call
dark.
that? Like, what do you call that? Like, they're
Everything
getting
in the
bold
dark
at
has
the
to come
same
to the
time,
light.
getting desperate though, because I feel like I think it's a division even amongst them. I
It
feel like
is.
the people at the top is a division amongst them.
It
Some
is.
some people some people like remaining in the dark, and you got the other half feel like they're brave enough to come out to the world and basically what they're doing. And you got the other half like, no, we need to stay in secret because that's how we've been ruling all these years.
Right.
Once the light is shined on our organization, that can bring us down.
Yeah,
So
once you
you got
reveal
half
the
that
power.
think like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
the
side
thing
is
though.
right. And that
Well,
side is right. The ones who saying that they should remain in the shadows, they correct. Because once all this shit come to light, it's all gonna come tumbling down.
yeah,
This
once
shit is gonna sit.
you power is yeah, it's shit, yeah. It's a wrap. It's over for you. So, because now people can caught on to you. People caught on to the schemes. People caught on to all the scams, all the shit you've been portraying over the years of being this, being these type of people. And yeah, once you reveal, once the dark side once the Jedi is being revealed, you know what I'm saying? The dark side,
See, you got half of them at the top that think that we're docile, that we're so docile and dumbed down that they could come out in the open now and just rule from the light.
yeah, right.
But and then you got the other half like, that's not necessarily true. We need to remain in the
In
shadows.
secret, right.
So that's why you see people as powerful as Prince Andrew being taken down, because it's a split. It was a split in the House of Saud over there in Saudi Arabia between the two brothers. After the dad died, the two brothers who was going to be in power, and one believed that they should keep the oil business going. The other one believed they should upgrade to, renewable energy and smart cities and all of that. So you
Yeah.
always got that split. You always got that split of, because it's not perfect within, because human nature itself is not perfect.
Right.
I mean, the psychology of this realm is not. So it's been a lot of infighting at the top, and it's starting to show. That's why a lot of stuff is getting exposed, because sometimes in their chess game, they like to throw people. They like to throw their own to the wolves sometimes, or throw their own to the. They like to call us zombies. That's why they do all that zombie movie shit. And the only humans left that's in a zombie movie, that's who they consider themselves as. Everybody else is just brain dead walking around. So that's why they do a lot of those zombie movies. That's the play on our psychology too, because they just look at the general public as a bunch of zombies walking around eating each other up or trying to eat them up. So
Right.
you got to understand that side of it too. So you got them out there thinking like, oh yeah, these people are docile, they zombies. We could just do what we doing out in the open, and we ain't even gotta hide no more. We could bring this Palm Beach, we could bring Epstein back as somebody else right in front of their faces, and they not going to do nothing about it. So we could bring Palm Beach Pete into the play, and it's really Epstein, and this is obvious that it's Epstein, and the people still going to accept it because they docile and dumb. And they're zombies.
For the fact that the people are still calling this guy Epstein though, but I see what they doing. They psychologically trying to, soften up the Epstein files and shit like that by using this Palm Beach Pete guy. But people still looking at this guy like he Epstein. It's just I don't know, for some reason it's just some individuals just be starstruck by the most simplest shit. It's like as soon as they get a little bit of viral time or social media time, then people look at them like they're the celebrity and shit. So that's the whole part of the viral uh psychological thing where they on a prop up, they could basically, fabricate celebrities and shit, and mass produce celebrities by this whole viral shit. Yeah, they could make you famous overnight. Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's like they manufacturing celebrity and shit.
Facts.
Manufacture celebrity. That's what social media does. It manufactures celebrities. They making influencers the new celebrity and shit.
Basically, they the ones pick who's going to be famous and who's going to be big and who's not. So it's all rigged. The whole game is rigged.
Yeah, because the sources, the resources. If you able to, corner the resources and shit, then you able to ditch them out to whoever you want to ditch them out to. But it comes at a cost. That's the thing. Everything comes at a cost. Yep.
What's that
Yeah.
cost? What's that cost for them?
What's the cost? Oh yeah, we
Yep.
want a piece of your soul. Give me a piece of your lifeline. Nah, but you got to do they bidding though. You got to do whatever bidding. If they putting you in certain circles, and it comes with what comes with that when you get put in certain circles and shit. Yeah, you pretty much gotta it's like the hazing phase, and you gotta go through all these different rituals to be part, because they ain't gonna let you in a fraternity. You gotta work your way into this shit, bro.
They saying at the highest orders you got to take somebody out.
I believe that.
Yep. You
I
got to
believe
take
that.
somebody out so they can
They
have
be-
that on you.
I believe that because even to be a made man in certain circumstances in the mafia, to be a made man, you gotta make your bones. And make your bones mean you gotta take somebody the fuck out. That's even some ways with the Bloods and Crips. You gotta make your bones. A way in sometimes is through murder and shit like that. Yeah, so I believe that. I believe that because that's down even to organized crime and shit like that. Yeah, so I believe that, and gangs and shit like that. So yeah, I believe
So
that.
you can't be on a billionaires list unless you do something like that. Because we all know being a billionaire is fake. That's
Yeah, you
something
got
that's
to make some
given
type
to.
of sacrifice.
That's something
Yeah,
that's given to you. Because
yeah.
nobody can work hard enough to be a billionaire. That's impossible.
Nah, you got to give something up for that.
Right.
Either you got to be, you got to give up. You got to give up something. You got to give up something.
Yeah, that definitely comes at a cost.
Yeah,
I mean, a billionaire, like, and we sit around. They got us programmed to think that's natural. Like, oh, these people work to be billionaires, like multiple billions of dollars. Oh, they got that lucky, huh? Like you gotta think like it's all a scam at the end of the day. It's all rigged, it's all fake money that they print out of thin air. Because if they in control of the money supply, they could just make up any number to say that they got it.
yeah. Because
Why
you
don't
ever,
we see that?
yeah,
Something that simple.
because you have
Why
you
can't we
ever
see
heard
something that
a
simple?
billionaire becoming a billionaire independently on their own, without being part of some type of some type of society or fraternity or something like that? Has any of these billionaires ever became a billionaire independently, just straight from the people? I don't think that happens that way. I don't think you can become a billionaire based off just the people supporting you. That it doesn't, because first of all, how you going to even be able to reach that many people? So obviously, someone has to come along that's higher up to give you a proposition. Listen, we can mass produce your products and get it across global markets. That's You can't do that alone. You have to have somebody actually come along to actually put you in those type of markets where your product is across the world, across the globe. That you can't do that shit on your own. Because even if you got the money, you still have to have some type of connections. Like you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have no connections to do anything with that shit, then what would be the point? So you
You just
still
gonna
gonna
be
have.
a consumer. Yeah, because they only
That's
let
it.
certain people invest in
Yeah.
certain things. Because
Right.
I mean, all the billionaires have became billionaires just by off of investments. But as you know, some investments is a straight pyramid scheme, and certain people in this world have the license to steal and break laws that everybody else have to follow. And those investments are 100% ROI. Yeah, I mean, you getting all you guaranteed. They only let certain people into those circles who are able to invest in those types of things, even if you
Yeah.
had the money. So that shit don't even matter
Yeah.
if you have the money, if you ain't got the, like you said, the connections to actually get some of those investment opportunities that those inner circles get, you will never get there. I don't care how
Nope.
smart you think you are, because like a lot of those, it's not that they're smarter than everybody or this. It's that they was given the opportunity to
That's
be
it.
able to invest in a scam that basically is above the law. They hit that,
Yeah.
like that's basically what it boils down to. But they got it to where they got the propaganda going to where we believe that these people are so smart and they so intelligent and they so great at business. That's why they billionaires. No, it's because they were let into a specific circle. Cause you can have somebody who got ambition and they just don't have the same opportunities. And
Exactly.
they'd never make it to where somebody who don't even, yeah, I mean, who is not half as smart, but they able to get to a higher position because considered to who they related to,
Yeah.
or who they know.
Or who you know. It's all about who you know.
Yeah, exactly. So people don't even look at that aspect of it. People just look at it as, oh, that person's up. Forbes say they got billions of dollars, and we see them advertised everywhere, so they must be the smartest. They must be the this and that.
Right.
And worth billions of dollars. I mean, come
Nah.
on. Let's just be real. Most billionaires have gotten where they got. Somebody had to take a big L for them to be a billionaire.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Somebody had to take a huge loss for somebody to be a billionaire. I'm sorry, but that's just how this world works. That's just how this world works. And a lot of those celebrities that they be parading around as billionaires, they not no fucking billionaires. When they were trying to say Kanye is a billionaire, Rihanna's a billionaire, and yeah, they really let us know how much Kanye was a billionaire when he lost his status in a day. Same thing with Diddy. They billionaires, and all of a sudden they say one thing the media don't like, and all of a sudden they're not a billionaire anymore. Huh? That
All
right
that
there
means,
lets you know
right?
it's fake.
All it means that just they just removing you from endorsements and accounts that they had your name on. You're just moving. You're just a person that moving money around. Your influence and your celebrity is worth something. That's all that means. It ain't that they accumulate that themselves. It's that they are using their celebrity status to put face on certain companies and use to bring consumers. So it ain't that they worth a billion. Is that they're actually endorsed by these companies, and they say, oh, this is based off the deal that you made. um we consider a marker of you making this certain amount off you based off your off your celebrity status, basically. So Forbes job is there just to put in the media that this person is worth $1 billion based off any deals that's being made. It don't necessarily mean they got $1 billion in their account, or it just means that the endorsement deal that they took, the margin that they're going to make 1.6 million over a course of 3 to 4 years or something like that. And they base that off a person having a billionaire status or something like. But it's not that they're physically a billionaire. So people don't even know that much. They don't even know that much. That's why I don't believe when they be saying these people's billionaires, and I'm like, oh, they just took an endorsement deal that saying they're going to accumulate this much over a certain period of time. Oh, well, okay. But they not actual billionaire. They don't actually have $1 billion in their in their account. All right, all right.
They could
Shit
be
ain't
labeled a
shit ain't real.
billionaire and be broke still, and
Yeah,
because they don't really own anything, and they're really $1 billion in debt.
yep.
That's the thing, because you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it. Most of these so-called billionaires, if you really follow their financial, you'll see that most of them are in debt. They in debt to the banks. But then it's more like you're not really in debt to the bank. They just giving you a license to be able to to have infinite money, almost like an infinite money cheat. Cause they just keep loaning the money to you, no matter how much of it you mess up.
Right, right. Yep.
That's what people have to understand. Like some of these people are just like they just running on infinite money, and they just say they're billionaires because the bank could just loan out as much money as they want. That's how America is $39 trillion in debt. The banks are causing this.
Yeah, where's that debt clock at? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they ain't at 40 yet.
I think it's still at 39, but we'd be at 40 by the end of the year.
Yeah, it's
We'd be
getting
at
close.
40 by the end of the year, especially since this war is going on. So this just to let y'all know, man, this majority of this shit out here is a scam. It literally all of our big industries are a scam. So the someone being a billionaire in an industry that's already a scam, they're scam artists too.
Right. Yeah, so the world debt clock. We got USA at number one at 39 trillion, China number two at 21 trillion, Germany at 3 trillion, Japan is at 511 billion, India at 3 billion or something, UK. Yeah, so yeah, America, damn, we the biggest fucking consumers, man. We all the way at the top at 39 trillion. All that damn borrowing.
Bro. Parasite.
God damn.
Parasites. They turned the
39
US into a
trillion.
parasite.
All the way at the top. China at 21 billion. And we pretty much done doubled all the other countries. We doubled and tripled all the other countries. France, Italy, Brazil, Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Greece, Mexico, all these different places. Yeah, we didn't quadruple. And of course the money, we know the money is worth more over here anyway, but still the fact that we're
On paper it
yeah, on
does, but
paper. Right,
the
right,
reality of it, it doesn't. That's
right.
another thing y'all have to understand. Because the United States just about import everything. We don't really have any exports that's making a lot of money. All we do is offer military protection. That's all we do. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, thank you for your service for protecting the country," when really America is just hired security for certain countries. Like we go or invaders. We invaders or we hired security. That's why a lot of our money go to the military, into military projects, because we like to invade, occupy, and offer security services. That's the United States.
Hired muscle.
All of our other exports, they've been basically they went overseas, because a lot of them are just people from overseas that own most of our industries over here in America anyway. If you
Yeah,
really dig the research and you see who really owns most of our big industries in America, a lot of them are foreign powers, foreign interests.
yeah. A lot of our
Lot,
factories moved out of this
yeah,
country, moved to other countries. Yeah, a
yep.
lot of
Foreign interest owns most of our big industries over here.
and shit.
Always have.
You can go to BlackRock, Vanguard, and goddamn State Street and look at that and analyze they motherfucking list.
Because
And you'll
even
see
though
who's
these are
who.
big American companies, their operations are still overseas. Nike's is overseas. Ford is
Yeah,
overseas.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all these big industries, like they're all overseas. And that's why a lot of the money that they make, it don't go back, it don't recycle back into the American economy. It goes to offshore accounts. So when they give us these stimulus checks and they say spend money because it'll boost the economy, that's bull crap. It never boosts the economy. That's why we're in the situation that we're in now. Because all the money that we spend, it never goes and circulate back in the economy. You know where it goes? It goes to offshore accounts. And these big corporations barely pay any taxes on any of that money. So that goes to show you that all these fake stimulus checks and all this shit that they give us when we hit these recessions, and or when we hit shit like COVID that they designed and they made up, COVID scam. And they give us these stimulus checks on, yeah, go out there and spend your money, spend up the stimulus checks because it'll boost the economy up. That shit never boosts the economy up. It never boosts the economy up. We're being lied to. Everything is a scam. And the thing is, the daily cost of living is going up so much because of all these scams. It's more than just the war. Everything, the cost of living been going up even before the war. It's been going up even before Biden was in office, before Obama was in office. The cost of living has been going up since the early 1900s.
Yeah.
That's what y'all have to understand. Just go and just do the research.
Yeah, you could buy a house back in the early 1900s. Buy a house for $5,000.
Right.
That same house is worth about 500,000. So
Right.
a million point three and million point
Right.
six, something like that.
That's because our money is devaluing, because it's a scam, because of the central banks is basically stealing our money. It's always been like that. Ever since they bought in the Federal Reserve and the IRS and all of them, our money's been devaluing because of that. Because it's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
We're actually borrowing money from these central banks, and the money is out of thin air. Like these central banks, we borrowing money from a agency where the money is infinite and they able to just pull it out of the air and say that they got it, and we borrowing all this money from them with interest on top that taxpayers have to pay back. It is affecting all the industries around, and they also manipulating the stock market constantly. There's a lot of inside trading going on at the top because there's a bunch of pyramid schemes that they run. Like that's what we have to understand.
Yeah.
Like they're stealing all of the wealth. They
And
programming us first Because to tell you the truth, it ain't even really about money. It's about resources. Money is just a tool that they use to control us with.
Right.
That's what
This
we
is
really have to
right.
understand. It's really about resources. It's really about clean water. It's really about energy. It's really about food, agriculture. It's really about that. These industries are being cornered with fake money. That's what y'all
Right.
have to understand. They created this fake money system to where they able to have limitless money so they could buy up real assets and real resources. And that's what they've been doing. They've been buying up real resources with money that they created out of thin air. You
Yeah.
understand? Like, this is the scam that's been happening. And the more money that they create out of thin air, the more invaluable the money is. Like, anybody know what inflation is and hyperinflation. These central banks are creating it because they take their people who's making all this money off the interest that they charge in the United States and other countries for borrowing money from them, money that they don't really have, mind you, that they create out of thin air. And the
Yeah.
more money that they put on paper and into a system, that's the less the money becomes valuable. So it's not valuable anymore. So things become more expensive. Things become more and more expensive, and it's been like that. We've been on an uptick since the early 1900s as far as debt and everything else, and hyperinflation and the devaluing of our currency. That's just been happening since the 1900s, early 1900s. Now it's at its worst. It's at its critical now. Like, we're about to lose everything. This shit is
Well,
about to
black.
collapse.
Well, you could tell that they're pushing everything towards AI because BlackRock's top accounts is all um basically tech companies. Um, Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Broadcom, Meta, Alphabet, Tesla, Alphabet. These are BlackRock's top accounts.
Right.
So these are all media. These are all tech companies. So all the money right now is in artificial intelligence. Yeah, they building them data centers. Yeah, they not stopping with that. Yeah, they going full force. They gonna get their data centers. So Nvidia 360 billion, Microsoft 307, Apple 292, Amazon 159, Broadcom 125, Meta is 123, Alphabet 104, Tesla 92 billion, Alphabet, which is Google, Class C is 87 billion, and the top bank on there is JP Morgan Chase. Oh yeah, they're all the money is in the tech companies right now. These are BlackRock top accounts that they manage. It's all tech companies. And the highest one is the Japan account. This Nvidia, this Ginseng Huang guy, that's Japan. They top account right now is the CEO of this Nvidia is Japan. This is a Japan company. They at the top. That's the top account that BlackRock is managing right now. Is this Japanese guy um company? Yeah, they going full force with this, and that's artificial intelligence. Yeah, they going full force with this shit. Yeah,
They've been buying up real assets and cornering real resources with fake money.
but monopoly money.
Yep.
Yep.
Money that they able to just enter into a system and say that they got it, and they loan it to countries. That's what y'all have to understand what's going on. That's the root of the scam of how they controlling the world through these central banks. Because everybody runs on money. Everything is about money. Everything you do is about money. There's barely anything that's free anymore because everybody had to learn how to monetize everything they do in order to survive out here. And that's even
Right.
running out. And the thing is, you can't escape from it. We're all playing this money game. They got us all playing this money game, and these are the people that's creating the money out of thin air. So you can never compete with them. If this is a money game, and they creating the money themselves out of thin air, then they above the game. And everything is about money
Pretty
because
much.
the more money you got, that's the less trouble you get in when you do get caught for a crime. if Prince Andrew was just some regular Joe Schmo up the street who got caught in a sexual misconduct, he'd already be in jail. You get what we saying? Like, so it's a way where you have enough money to even be above the law. So just imagine if you was the one that was actually creating the money that everybody else is taking serious, and the whole world is based on a money game. So that goes to show you how rigged everything is. And I don't understand why we can't see that as the general public. There's literally, when you have entities out there that's able to print up money out of thin air, that means that the game is rigged. Because just imagine if you was able to, all of y'all listening out there, imagine if you was able to print money up out of thin air and you could never go broke, and you got basically like a video game infinite money cheat. What would you be doing with it? You'll be buying up real assets. You'll be thinking, you'll go past just materialism. Oh, buying a new car and a new house. You'll be thinking about, I should buy up all the farmland. I should buy up all the water supplies. I should, like, they're taking fake money and they're buying up real resources that people need to live, like your basic necessities. And they're doing it with fake money. And the more fake money that they use, that's the more money devalues, because that's how economics work. The more of it that's circulating around, that's the more the value goes down. That's what's been happening. That's why everything is so expensive in America. Is because it's too much money floating around, but it's not real money. It's really just debt. It's really just debt. So it's one big pyramid scheme. It's a big pyramid scheme because all the money have interest rates attached to it that the central banks basically benefit off of. And America is not even paying those interest rates. They just letting it accumulate. That's why we at 39 trillion. But the thing is, with the central banks, they put a loophole in there to where they're able to take what they have paper as debt and use it as money. So all that interest that we didn't pay yet, the banks are acting like they have that money actively in their accounts, but they don't. This is called fractional reserve banking, and they constantly pumping the economy with this fake money, this debt. And what it does, it devalues the dollar, so it makes everything more expensive. And then when you have things like wars go on, that means America and other countries is borrowing way more money from the bank because war is expensive. And they made sure war was expensive because that'd them being able to extract more fake money out of the economy to pay for these wars. You see, Trump was asking for 1.5 billion dollars. He was asking for 1.5 billion dollars for the Iran war. He's begging Congress for 1.5 billion dollars. So that goes to show you how expensive the war is, and if he convinced Congress to borrow that money from the central banks, that's going to send us even further into debt. That's going to weaken the dollar even more. And then it's going to lead us to a straight economic collapse. It's going to go past the depression. It's going to just go straight to economic collapse. And that will affect the whole world because the whole world economy is tied into America's dollar. That's why the US dollar has been the world reserve currency all these years. And it's one big scam. That's what we trying to tell y'all. This shit is about to fall down. It's a house of cards. All of the wind just have to blow a little violent one day, and all this shit's gonna come tumbling down. We're almost there. We there. I ain't gonna say we almost there. We there. The gas prices are going to keep going up, y'all. The price of milk, bread, cheese, and coffee, and all that shit is gonna keep going up. Everything that everything that you buy, your utility bills, going to keep going up. It's going to go up to the point where no one will be able to afford anything because gas is going to be at $40 a gallon. A loaf of bread going to be $200. This is if we keep going at this same trajectory, that's the prices right there. That's what we're going to see. By 2030, this shit, like, it's going to be like $40, $50 for a gallon of gas. By 2030, if we keep going at this trajectory. Do you understand, like, where we at? We at a critical point right now. This shit is over.
But then
they are stealing everything.
Right, but then how would the workforce or people means to keep up with the economy with a economy like that where everything is you know uh at a certain price
They
because
going
if
to
people
declare an emergency, bro. It's not going.
because you
People
got to
ain't.
think about people, yeah, people are in the workforce and they can't afford to pay $50 for no goddamn loaf of bread or and shit like that, then yeah, that's pretty much how is that going to work
They're going to declare
to
an
even
emergency,
for people to
bro.
even keep up with with the how do the consumerism
That's the
can't even
point.
match it doesn't even match the fucking prices of
That's
everything.
because they
That's
want to
just
that's
insane.
going to give them the right to basically shut everything down, take full control, and give everybody universal basic
Shit,
income
yeah.
and
I was
monitor the amount of resources that you're able to use through integrating AI into our everyday life. That's why they need the data centers, because they know financially all this shit is going to
Yep,
collapse and nobody's going to be able to afford anything. And like the
exactly.
question that you ask, yeah, that's going to be a
They will
big
have to implement universal basic income. Yep,
how people are going to afford to work and still pay for the gas and pay for food if gas
yeah,
is $40-$50 an hour. How is that even possible? They don't even sound logic. That's when they declare
exactly.
a martial law and something called a force majeure with all the banks. And then they're going to have the tokenization in place and the cryptocurrency and the digital currency all in place. And that's why they got the Clarity Act. That's a cryptocurrency bill where they're going to set the infrastructure for cryptocurrency and digital assets so we can become cashless. And the Genius Act that actually set the regulations for the digital dollar, which is called stable coins. They already got it in place. And with the way our economy going with the trajectory of our economy, yeah, we're going to be at damn near $20 for gas for a gallon of gas by the time 2028 2029 come. 2030 we at $50 per gallon to just to drive around for trucks to deliver our food and resources and all that. And then you're gonna be like, well, how could anybody live in that economy? You won't be able to. That's why they got the shit in place for universal basic income. So because their plan is to take over everything 100% and divvy it out to whoever they want to divvy it out to using artificial intelligence. So that's what's happening, y'all. Like we're going into 100% digital slavery. I mean, you can see it, and this is not even a theory because that's where we're headed. That's where we're headed. It's like you're surrounded by water on a highway, and you're going to a point to where it's just all water. People's telling you, "Yo, we about to go to the beach or to an island," and so the evidence is all around you. We've been driving, and you see the ocean all around us. That's where we going. Same thing with this goddamn economy. Look at the value of everything. Look at how the value of money is going down, but the cost of living is going up. It's only going one way. Shit ain't getting cheaper. Think about it. Shit is not getting cheaper. It's never going to get cheaper. Things only been going up, 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 up. That means that it's going to reach a breaking point. Once it reached that breaking point and everything collapsed, that's when they are going to declare an emergency, and they're going to put something forward called the Resource Reserve Act or some shit like that, and everything is going to be put under that Resource Reserve Act, where they say, oh, we got to reserve all the resources, so now we're going to have to divvy everything out, and we'll be able to do that because we got the technology to do it. Because nobody can afford to live. That means there's too much. There's not enough resources, and there's too many people. And that's when you see the mass genocide, all that stuff take place. And that's basically where we headed at. We've seen this happen in other countries. But we telling y'all, if this happened in America and they bring down the whole American economy, that's going to bring down the global economy. Because how the United States is integrated into the global economy. The way the US dollar is integrated into the global economy through, the petro deal that they did with Saudi Arabia, the biggest oil suppliers of the world, where they only accept American dollars for their oil. When they made that deal, that made the United States dollar the world reserve currency because majority of people was getting their oil from the Saudis. You get what we're saying? Like, so this is going to affect the global economy. So they're not just planning on doing this in America, even though America is going to get hit the hardest with this collapse, but it's going to affect the whole entire world. That's why China is buying up so much gold. If you look at what China's been doing, because China know, and China and Russia, they know what's happening with America and our economy. They know that this shit is about to collapse. That's why they already separating themselves from the US dollar. And they see the collapse coming in America. And to tell you the truth, they waiting. They waiting for that collapse to happen because they gonna buy shit up over here. And a lot of them already have. A lot of China has already bought a lot of America. Believe it or not, they already bought up a lot of farmland and shit like that. But it's gonna be even worse after the big collapse because that's where we headed. And people can't even deny this. Just look at the cost of living just compared to 10 years ago. Look at what you're paying. Look how much groceries you're getting compared to how many groceries you was getting before with a certain amount of money. $200 at the grocery store back in the 90s, you leaving out with two big ass carts, 2 carts and a half with $200 in the 90s. $200 nowadays, you lucky if you leave out with one of those little small baskets filled to the top. You'll probably get like 6, 7 items. Especially if you're shopping at Whole Foods and you're trying to eat healthier or some shit like that. 6, 7 items, you're already at 150. You know what I mean? 6 or 7 items. And you already know the healthier you try to eat, the more expensive it is. Which is crazy. And the trajectory is getting worse. It's not, things aren't balancing out. It's not getting better. Things are getting worse. And these politicians, these presidents, they lie right into your face and tell you, oh, the economy's doing good. The stock market is doing good. All that shit could look like it's doing good on paper, but what's actually going on in reality, people are basically starving. People are overworked, underpaid, and they mad and exhausted at the same time. But they're more exhausted than mad. People are more, I think that's what's going on too. It ain't that people are just docile, it's also people are just exhausted. Like people are burnt out. That's another, people are burnt out. Cause you exerting all this energy into a scam. They got us all playing a game that we can't win, y'all. You understand? Like when you're playing a game and the people who, you know, got you playing the game, when it's rigged, all your energy is going into a rigged game, and you're playing like you can win, but you can never win. So that's exhausting. That exerts a lot of useless energy. And that's what's happening. Like people are, I understand it. You see it just walking, throughout public. You can just see people are burnt out. Look in people's faces. People look defeated, man. People look defeated. People look exhausted. And we're all wearing masks. Like most of us are wearing masks. That COVID shit, like COVID. But we're wearing a mask because a lot of people are acting like they are right. But people are burnt out, man. I can see it. I can feel it. People are fed up. Like the general public, like the media only show us the bullshit. Like they only show, even with social media, like they fill our algorithm up with the bullshit. But the truth is, people are fed up and exhausted, man. We're tired. We're tired. And when I say people are wearing a mask, there's a lot of people who's just not showing their true feelings. But you can see it, though. And you can compare that to the COVID shit. People wearing them damn masks. It's time to take them shits off. You can't even breathe right now with them masks on. You exhausted as hell. Could barely even breathe. Take your mask off, man, and show people how you really feel out here. If we had more people out here showing their authentic selves and what's going on and not fronting for social media, I think we'd be able to start to get things done because we start to understand that you're not alone. Some people out here feel alone because people out here fake on social media. People out here is acting like they, this and that. They getting it. They happy with their lives. And a lot of people, they're not. They rather make people think that they all right by instead of being authentic and telling the truth of how you really feel out here. And realizing you're not alone. It's a lot more people feeling like you. You ain't gotta fake it for people. That's one of the biggest declines. That's why people are docile also, because people, showing a fake image of themselves and not just being real. Let's be real, man. A lot of us is going through it out here because we see the bullshit for what it is. We're exhausted. We're all exhausted. We're exhausted, man. You just be real out here. Be authentic, man. Be authentic. If we keep faking it, that means we playing into their brainwashing and their propaganda. We don't want to play into the establishment propaganda. Because I'm gonna be real with you, it's them against us. But they've had us so divided over there. They divide us. We're divided with everything, man. We're divided with political parties. We divided from religion. We divided because of skin color. We divided because genders. We divided because diets. We divided because of sexuality. We divided because of every fucking thing. That's how they keep us divided. But they come together to make sure that they still in control and that we're divided, because they know a divided nation becomes docile or just aggressive towards each other, and they never going to come after them. That's what they've been dependent on. That's what they're banking on. That's what they spend trillions of dollars in advertisement to make sure that we're divided. They play all sides of every war to continue to make sure that we're all divided on something. They make everything, about this group against that group against this group. And they play all sides. They part of all the groups. They run the conservative movements and the liberal movements. They secretly run, the religious institutions and the religious leaders. They secretly run the Muslims and they run the Jews. Like they behind all of that shit, because that's how they keep the operation going. Operation divide and conquer. I know it's cliche. Everybody who reach a little bit of consciousness, they always say the divide and conquer thing, but it still reigns true. Like, we say it, but do we actually understand it? Like, do we know what we're saying when we say divide and conquer? Because you can't say, oh, you know about divide and conquer, and still argue with somebody whether Trump would have been a better president or Kamala. Like, then you just don't understand the divide and conquer that you're talking about. It's no more argument once you understand what divide and conquer is. That means they control the left and the right. So what are we arguing about? We know it's just the establishment. That's a club within themselves that's given an opportunity to rule over everybody with infinite money and living above the law. Because that's all it is. These big corporate execs who's worth billions of dollars, and these politicians who've been in office for years, like Congress and people from the Supreme Court and all of them who've been in office for years, or these presidents, they get infinite amount of money, infinite amount of resources, and they live above the law. Think about it. That's what it is. That's the reality, y'all. That is the reality. That's why there's so much corruption out here. That is the reality of it. We are idolizing and voting for people who are criminals, who have infinite money, infinite resources, and they live above the law. And we still think that this one is better than that one when they all live in the same. That's the reality. That's the reality we need to think of when we start trying to argue to people about if whether a Republican to run the country better or a Democrat. They are all the same. They all got infinite money. They all corrupt. They all live above the law. And they all got access to private jets, islands, and mansions, just like Epstein. And they all work with individuals like Epstein. Let's just be real. That's what it is. They make decisions that make we have to live below our means. When they start doing shit with the economy and going to war and all this, they tell us, the citizens, you have to pay more taxes and live below your means, while they still living in luxury. So let me ask you something. What sacrifice do these politicians and these powerful people actually make to where they have to suffer from these decisions? The only people that's suffering from their decisions and making all the sacrifices are the American people. Think about it. When we at war or when the economy is going through a depression, these politicians are still living in luxury. They still flying. They ain't got to worry about traffic. They flying over traffic with a helicopter and landing on the helipad and to get to their office, and they going down on the elevator to get to their office. You going to work where they taking half your check and you stuck in traffic, and if you late one more time, you know, chrono system, your ass is out the door. One more write up and you done. And you trying to get through all this traffic in the morning. And the government still take most of your money in taxes. So the only one that sacrificed, and you gotta live below your means when a war happened, or they make some dumbass decision where we, you know, have beef with a country and they start, you know, the trades and all that shit start going bad, and we become enemies to our allies. We, the American people, always have to suffer the consequences. These politicians never have to suffer. They don't what did Trump sacrifice? Him dragging us into an Iran war, him doing the tariffs around the world, him invading Venezuela, all this shit that he's doing. What sacrifice did him and his family have to make? Who have to make the real sacrifices? The American people. Because all that dumb shit he do, all it does is make prices go up higher and make things harder for the American people. Our energy cost is going up higher. Our groceries are going up higher. The cost of living just for little basic shit, just for shampoo, soap, and fucking toilet paper, even that's going up. Utility bills through the roof. The rates of utility bills through the roof. But you know who don't have to worry about that? Trump. Trump gets everything. He don't have to think about paying for toilet paper or soap powder or anything like that. He don't got to think about none of that shit. He don't think about having to fill his tank up and you going to work and you just breaking even at your job at this point because all the gas it takes to get to work compared to how much money you making. That's something that the president don't never have to worry about. So what sacrifices are they making when they make these decisions? Why aren't we mad enough yet? None of these politicians, for all these decisions that they make that put us in a worse position, they don't never have to suffer any of those consequences. Only the American people do. So why are we arguing amongst ourselves or who's the better candidate? They are going to take advantage of us. No matter how bad the country do, they still get to live in luxury. The whole country could be completely broke and on fire, but guess who's still living good? The president and his cabinet, people from the Supreme Court, people from Congress. They got mansions all over the world. If shit go down in America, guess what? They can just move to their house that they got in Africa, or their house that they got in a villa somewhere in Costa Rica, or they could just move and they could fly there private with taxpayers' money. They don't make no sacrifices, y'all. Only the people make the sacrifices. We send our kids off to war. And they treat the veterans like crap. And the thing is, they got veterans fighting for some shit that we shouldn't even be involved in. And they got us programmed to say, you know, thank you for your service in protecting our country, when really they over there protecting the assets of the central banks. They over there protecting the assets of these corrupt politicians who send them over there that most of these wars we shouldn't even be involved in. We only involved in them to make certain politicians' pockets fatter. Do you understand, like, the type of corrupt, and they got our kids over there dying in war to make politicians' pockets fatter? Because when you actually do the research on this military industrial complex and who get rich when a war happened, you'll find out a lot of these politicians are connected, friends or family with these these private military contractors, the people who make the bombs and the bullets, or make the uniforms, or make the barracks, or whatever is being supplied during war, you'll find out the people who own those companies are closely related to the politicians who's in office. Rather they long-time friends, long-time business associates, or they family. And you'll realize, damn, these politicians getting us in a lot of wars that we shouldn't be in. But why are they family work for the military contract that get all the American tax dollars to make bombs and bullets? And the politicians' families end up owning the companies that makes the bombs and the bullets. And then you see the politician, they get in there, they get in office, they worth $500,000 when they first get in office. And then about time they leave in office, they worth 6.2 billion, 800 million. 400 million. You worth $400 million since you left office. You got into office with $500,000 in assets, and you leave basically owning $400 million in assets. How? In that short amount of time? We gotta ask ourselves this. And then they treat the veterans like crap when they get home. It's a lot of veterans out there that are homeless right now. Can't even afford shit. And they out there risking their lives for the banks, not even for the American people. They risking their lives to make sure the central banks and their businesses stay afloat. That's the crazy shit behind all of this. I'm real. I don't care if people is oh, I feel insulted because I was in the military and I believe I died for my country. You died for the interest that runs this country. Because I'm telling you right now, not one American citizen is scared of anybody from Iran that Iran is going to shoot a nuke over here. The only one that's scared about that is Trump and the people that's making money off this war. They the only ones that's scared that Iran is going to hit us with a nuke. It was a rumor that Iran had nuke for decades. Now all of a sudden when Trump get in office, now we all of a sudden in danger from them blasting one of them nukes over here when they had the nukes for years and didn't use them. Now all of a sudden when Trump get in office, now all of a sudden we got to invade Iran because they got nukes. They had nukes for decades. Let's just be real. It's people that's making a hell of a lot of money off this Iran war, and Trump and his family is one of them. I don't know, you magatards, y'all can come at us all you want. That's the truth. Trump has his net worth has went up so much since he's been in the White House. That's not by coincidence. Him and his family. That's not by coincidence. That man is manipulating the stock market, inside trading. He's using the propaganda from the Iran, negotiations. Because I guess he's so-called constantly in negotiation with the powers that be over there in Iran. And one day they are, and they about to come to a peaceful agreement, and the stock market go up. Then the next day, oh no, we about to bomb Iran because the negotiation didn't go through. And then next thing you know, the stock market plummet. And they've been playing this same up and down game with the stock market this whole time, making mad money off of it through inside trading. And then to put the cherry on the top, he bullied the IRS and not being able to audit him or his family or his family businesses. So you ain't even ever going to see the public records of him making all this money off the inside trading because he bullied the IRS into not being able to audit him and his family and his businesses. Do y'all see the type of corruption that we sitting here and allowing? That's insanity. That's insanity at this point.
Yeah, he wants the uranium from Iran, right? So he's opposing that Russia and China doesn't go in and take the uranium. That's what his whole purpose to meet with China was, to make sure that they're not going in and get the uranium. Is mainly America and Israel that wants to stockpile uranium that Iran is sitting on, and the rest of the resources that they sitting on. That's what this really is all about. They going country to country and stealing the resources, because you know what they want to do next from that. You know what they want to do from there. Once they get all the resources that they can get, that they can go run through these countries and steal, you know what they want to launch after that. So this is a whole play right here for them to basically going and get that stockpile of uranium. And they doing it all under the notion that the propaganda that Iran have nuclear or plan to build nuclear bombs. They already saying they have nuclear warheads and shit like that. But that's not even the case. They want the stockpile that they sitting on. They have one of the largest uranium reserves in the world, and they want that. They want that. So
Right.
these it's all about the resources. So yeah, of course they will sacrifice our women and children to go to war because that's like
Crazy.
ain't nothing but another number to them in the system. That's it. That's how they look at it, as like numbers in the system. That's it. Like we said, they're not going to send their children off to war. They're gonna use you know the American people and their children. They're going to use your son and daughter. You know.
That's corruption to the highest power right there.
Yeah.
We ain't mad enough. I'm sorry, we're just not mad enough, man.
Yeah.
We ain't mad enough.
I think it's going to take a certain situation to happen for people to wake up at a mass, at you know, a, a, a mass rate. It's going to have to take a certain catastrophic event to happen to wake people up, in large amounts. I mean, I don't understand, I understand why, they able to still pull off a lot of things as far as like, well, using the media because, the propaganda able to use the media to, swindle the people, you know?
That's exactly what they've been doing. Because they own the
Yeah.
media.
They own the media.
They own the media. That's the thing. So they able to keep the brainwashing going. And that's basically that's their whole operation. They gotta get our minds first. And the way they get our minds is through propaganda, through media.
Yeah.
That's how they've been getting us for years. But a lot of people are waking up to the propaganda. The propaganda is not working like it used to, and that's because we got an alternative now. The internet made it possible to where we got an alternative source for information. Way back in the day, we only had a couple of sources, and they were all controlled 100%. The internet allowed the information to flow more freely, and people were able to bring their experiences together and consolidate them online and compare notes. That's how you end up getting a lot more whistleblowers. Because you see whistleblowers, people who work inside the system in certain areas in the system, they and found out they was everything that they whole life was a scam. Their job that they thought was so honorable before they got it was really a scamming the people. They were able to release that information freely on the internet now. And that's why you see a lot of ex CIA agents and ex NSA agents, and you see a lot of ex people who work for pharmaceutical companies or people who work for tech companies and all that. They coming out and exposing, and they able to put that information out there, and that's why this stuff can't even be disputed, because a lot of the information is coming from people who actually work with inside these corrupt agencies or these corrupt corporations. And these are people who just their conscience got the best of them. They conscience got the best of them, and they
All right.
became whistleblowers. And the information got out there, and then they started teaming up because literally the establishment like to keep the people that they use. They like to keep them divided and keep the information divided. They want it compartmentalized. They want the information to be, they don't want all the information. So they let each agent on a need to know basis type of ordeal. So the left hand never know what the right hand is doing. But the internet was able to basically disable that, because when people
Right.
started, leaving their agencies or leaving their corporations and become whistleblowers and putting the information on the internet, they started to see other whistleblowers and started connecting the dots. That's how the information war started backfiring on the establishment. That's why you have a lot more people that's conscious to what's going on today than you had even 20 years ago. So that's one of the good things about the internet. Like, there's a lot of pros and cons to the internet, and one of the pros is the fact that we're able to consolidate information now, and we have an alternative, source of information other than just mainstream media like we had 30 years ago. And that right there have brought us to this point. But we still ain't there 100% yet, because people ain't mad enough yet. The bullshit is still going on.
I
But we're
think people
almost
just
at that
saying that.
breaking point.
Yeah, people just saying intelligent to the information, and I ain't saying they intelligent like they stupid. They just, it's like what Positive Queen just said. She said, I talked to so-called smart people that completely delusional about what's going on around them. That's because they don't have the intelligence of what's going on around them. A lot of people they don't have the information because they're not strict. They're just simply just not paying attention. It's a lot of shit going on. So a lot of people is really distracted by it. It's certain things that people are giving their energy to. And knowing shit like this is not one of them, because this shatters their whole, existence of what's going on. Once they find out the truth of what's really going on, it kind of shatters their whole reality, really. So a lot of people run from shit like this because they don't want their reality tampered with. But that's a bad thing, to not know what's going on, because you're not even able to get prepared for what's coming or anything. Yeah, so a lot of people don't even really want to notice. That's why a lot of people feed more into, the distractions and the shit that's going on, more than to what the absolute truth is, because it shatters their reality. It really does. And it makes them accountable. It makes them responsible.
You know what's going to shatter their reality even more? When they go to that gas pump and it's finally $20 an hour. I mean,
Yeah,
$20 an
20
hour.
miles an hour.
$20 a
Yeah,
gallon.
yeah,
When that gas pump reads $20 a gallon, that's going to shatter their reality even more.
but the thing is that the gas prices are gradually going up. So see, that's the thing. They
I
don't.
guess it's
It
not
doesn't.
high enough yet for them to
Yeah,
be mad.
yeah, right, right. So it's a gradual thing. So people will still pay that 7.99, that 8.99 a gallon.
So when you think people going to break once they get to
Yeah,
$10,
well, yeah. I guess
$15?
they might. Yeah, because you got to realize now they have to keep up. Their salary ain't even keeping up with the cost of living. So that's
Right,
when people gonna really get outraged, because they realize that their salary is not even matching the cost of living.
right.
So yeah, that's gonna put you out in the streets. That's gonna put you in a poorhouse. You're not gonna be able to drive your car. People ain't even gonna be able to go to work.
That's the point right there.
So you gotta realize that's what's gonna make people break, because they're gonna realize that they can't afford nothing anymore.
Hmm. We
So
almost
that
there.
yeah.
Like,
So
we
that
almost there.
right.
I mean, people who's making $80,000 a year in the '90s, they were living very comfortable. eighty
Yeah,
thousand dollars now, you barely making it at 80,000.
right.
Cause rent now is like rent and mortgage is fucking 2,000, twenty five
Yeah,
hundred to thirty five
right.
hundred. Shit, some places
Yeah,
4,500.
it depends
And
on where
rent
you
and
live at.
mortgage is the same. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Rent and mortgage is the same thing.
Yeah,
You're
it
renting it
depends.
from the bank or you renting it from a landlord. It's the same
Landlord, right?
shit.
And this really depends on where you live at. Certain if you live in certain areas, yeah, you're gonna pay more. Yes, but if the thing is, where you live at, is the salary cap actually keeping up with the cost of living? And we just talking about the basic necessities. You know what I'm saying? Just the basic shit. Paying your rent or rather your mortgage, gas in your car, food on your table. And we ain't even talking about vacations and all that shit. We know that's shit that people want to do. I'm talking about the shit that you need on a daily basis. Is the salary cap, being consistent with the cost of living. If not, then yeah, it's gonna be more people out in the streets. I mean, you starting to see more people become homeless now. I mean, you
Yep,
starting to see
people
more
living in their
tent,
cars.
yeah,
Yep,
living in their cars. You seeing people doing car life from their car to make content out of this shit, so they can still
yep,
maintain up the to live off the monetization of just the car living in their cars and shit.
yep.
Then you got more tent cities popping up.
And the
You know, you
algorithm is pushing that because they want all of us homeless, so they'll
right,
be able to divvy out the houses to people they want to divvy them out to. That's why they so adamant about getting everything tokenized, putting everything on a
right.
blockchain and consolidating all the records to everything. They want to own all the farmland, all the properties, everything, consolidate it onto the blockchain so they can control it with one click of a button.
Yeah, well, the developers are moving in. They buying up shit swiftly right now. Yeah, they're moving in. I'm talking about
BlackRock
even
in China.
yeah, the poor areas you see where all shit look like goddamn the apocalypse. All that shit is bought up. They about to redevelop all that shit.
BlackRock in China is buying up everything.
Right. All the poor neighborhoods you see where all them houses and shit is boarded up. All that shit is being bought out because all they got to do is go in and redevelop the land, gentrify the area, and turn that, and they
And
basically
put
just
data
moving
center
people around. Yeah,
and
they
put
basically
data centers in there.
right. They just basically moving people around. They gonna put all the poor people in one designated area. All the poor areas that we used to seeing all being redeveloped right now. They all being redeveloped.
Because they're
You
gonna
seeing?
turn them into everything into smart cities and smart areas and everything that's integrated with the blockchain and integrated with artificial intelligence so they can run these surveillance programs more tight. Because they already got us all under surveillance now, but they need the data centers so they can upgrade everything.
Yeah,
So they
yeah,
can give
yeah,
everything an upgrade and start using more drones and more humanoid
yeah,
robots and they able to tap into your information in real time and actually use it against you if they need to once they have the data centers going.
yeah,
Because they need to be able to process all that information using quantum computing. So they need these data centers to do that. And that's basically what they're doing. Because you gotta think about it. Once everybody goes homeless, because at just think about it, gas at $20 an hour, everybody's going homeless.
not $20 an hour.
I mean, why am I keep
Yeah,
saying that, bro?
yeah, I
Why
know
am I
you
keep
think.
saying $20
Yeah,
an hour? I meant twenty
shit.
dollars a gallon.
Yeah,
Once everything is $20 a gallon, once all the gas is $20 a gallon, everybody's going homeless because you're not even gonna be able to make it to
yeah,
work.
yeah. Your salary can't even keep up with that with the
Yeah,
cost
right,
with the cost of that. Hell no. Yeah, because that's going to put them out of business. Because yeah, you would have to actually raise people's salary cap to actually match the cost of living. And what
right.
company's going to want to do that? So that's going to put them motherfuckers out of business. You gotta realize the people that's working for these companies, it's going to put them out of business as well. So that's the whole you know um way to collapse the economy completely. Raise all the prices being raised up, and the salary is not even able to meet the match the cost of living. So that's going to put companies out of business. That's going to put moms and pop businesses out of business, corporations out of business. It's going to put a lot of people out of business,
No,
man.
it's not. The government is going
It's-
to take it over.
yeah,
That's
well,
that's the point, and they're gonna merge with the tech companies. That's why they want these data centers, and then they're going to make everything to where it's universal basic income, and majority of everything is ran by artificial intelligence. Then they get to pick
yeah,
and choose who they want to divvy the resources to. That's their plan. I'm not saying that they're going to be successful, but
yeah,
that's the
right, right,
direction that they're going. That's the direction
right,
that they're
right,
going. Now that just might send us back to the Stone Ages because they already talked about it amongst themselves and showed us like in the movie Leave the World Behind on Netflix.
yeah,
If they don't accomplish their mission, they just gonna just EMP everything. basically shut down the internet and everything that's ran by a chip. That's their plan if they ain't able to get this
Yeah,
off.
but
Because
they still
they don't even want to go forward unless they get those data centers out there
right.
and they
Yeah,
able to tokenize all the assets on a blockchain.
yeah, the data centers are definitely needed because they don't have nothing
Right.
else that be able to process all that information
Facts.
and withhold it.
Facts.
So they would need the data centers. We talking about a whole new infrastructure.
That's what we're
You know what I
going
mean?
towards, y'all. We telling y'all that's why it don't seem like this is logical what we saying, because we're not seeing it from the fact that they're trying to basically build a whole new infrastructure of a digital cashless society where we're surveilled 24/7. The technology is already in place. They already have the technology developed. They already been testing parts of it here and there through our cell phone technology, through the traffic lights, through our smart TVs, our smart dishwashers, our smart cars. They already testing the stuff. They just haven't uh integrated it all yet, because they
Right.
need those data centers, number one, to be able to do that. And they need more approval from the people, because they still have to get the consent of the people to be able to implement this new infrastructure. But that's their plan. That's why they running up the debt so high now. That's why the money is collapsing everywhere, and that's why the prices are going up, because they want to make it to where nobody can afford anything.
Yeah,
Because you're
to
like,
make you
that don't even
dependent.
sound
Yeah,
logic, right? To make us
because
dependent.
you're gonna be like, all right, well, it's either go poor or allow these data centers to be built because that's what they trying to make people draw the line at. Like, all right, well, this new infrastructure, we got to depend on it because we can't survive without it. That's how they're gonna present it to us, and that's gonna make people choose. All right, well, go ahead and build the data centers, even though we know is a danger to our ecosystem, but we need it to survive monetarily. We need it to survive. Uh, so yeah, that's how they're gonna make people choose. It's like they forcing people into it. Their whole game plan is to basically force you into making a decision that they want. They want you to go the direction that they want you to go. So they create crises out of that. They create crises out of that
Hmm.
to make you make them choices. They've been doing this same tactic for centuries, man.
Right.
Decades upon decades. This is how they get people to submit to this shit.
Right. Create economic chaos first.
Yep.
That's the first thing they do, is
Problem
create
is the
economic.
problem reaction solution. That's been a whole game plan. Create the problem, saying they got a solution and get the people to react to it. Problem reaction solution.
Facts. That's exactly what they do. But they gonna get us through the economic crisis, because,
Right.
and the thing is, they have these politicians lie to us until it gets so bad that they can't lie anymore. Because you leave it up to Trump. He's saying that the economy is doing good, more Americans working than they ever have, and the stock market look good.
Yeah, I'm
And
tired of him saying that shit.
yep, he's been saying it. But every president do that.
Yeah, they
No
do.
matter how bad the economy is, every president do that. They all do it because
Right.
it's their job to lie to the people and make us think everything is all right when it's not.
Right.
But the truth is, America is not doing good at all when it comes to economics. We are $39 trillion in debt. Americans are $2 trillion, 2.8 something trillion dollars in credit card debt. So we up to our neck in credit card debt. Then we got the student loan debt. We got the real estate bubbles bursting everywhere.
Yep.
It's just economic crisis all over the place. And he'd get up there and lie to the public and say that we're doing great financially.
Which means he's saying him and his buddies are doing great, not the people.
Facts. There it is.
he,
That's
he
and
tell,
that's what the yep. That's
he
it
telling
right there.
right. He letting all the other people they trying to draw in to and make investments. He's basically telling all the other investors, look, me and the buddies is doing great. He's not talking about the people. When he's addressing this type of shit, he ain't talking about the people doing great. He's saying, listen, me and my constituents is doing great. It's safe to invest in us and what we got going on. That shit ain't about the American people, man. When I be hearing these dudes talk like that, I'm like, all right, we know you communicating to the other people, bro. We know you ain't, because they be talking right over Americans' heads. We ain't a factor into that. We ain't even a factor into that shit. That's why I know they don't be addressing us to talk about the people. When he say the economy's doing great, he means the economy for him and his billionaire buddies is doing great.
Facts. And that's what we have to
He
understand.
told you. Hold on, though. He told you. I don't care about America's finances right now. That's what he said. I don't care about America's finances. All I care about is Iran having nuclear weapons. He don't care about American finances. He told you out his own mouth. It's not about you. It's not about you, the citizen. It's about me and my billionaire buddies.
Right. He
That's
said he
it.
don't care about Americans' financial situations.
Right. He don't care about it.
He only care about Iran having a nuclear weapon. That's what that was his exact words. When really he's about keeping that Iran war going, because all the military industrial complex, all the private government contractors guaranteed he got some family or some friends that's in that business, and
His
he's getting
buddies.
his palms is getting greased. So he's making money off this Iran war, and he's making money off the, off stealing the oil from Venezuela. So you gotta think about it. He's making money off of all that. So you're right. When he say that we're doing good, he's talking about him and his buddies.
Yeah, he's not talking about the people. It's never when these people talk, it's never about the people. They're communicating with other people like them. That's what they communicate. They use the media to communicate across the world to other people like them. It's not, they ain't about talk about them. They talk over the people.
Mm-hmm.
They talk past the people and over the people. They don't give a
Because
shit
they
about
don't even
the
see
people.
us as living. They don't even see us as living beings. They see us as just
Right.
like they see us as zombies.
Numbers.
Yep, and zombies.
Yep. Listen to how they talk. When next time y'all really pay attention to a speech, just listen to how they talk. They ain't talking about the people, bro. They ain't talking. We ain't even a factor into the shit they be talking about. Right.
I don't think people understand
Martin,
that.
useless eaters. That's what they call us, useless eaters. Exactly. That's the term they use. Useless eaters. Bottom feeders. But Lord knows they need the consumers though. I don't give a fuck how many plans they put together without consumption, without human consumption. They plans won't go through. They still need them human. They still need human consumption. They do. They still need the consumers. The people at the bottom do matter. The people at the bottom of the pyramid don't. They have to see themselves as matter. The people at the top don't look at it as matter, but the people at the bottom, they wouldn't even be able to make any moves or conquer anything without the people, without the consumers. That's why I be telling people, man, shit, you need to start saying fuck them and start putting co-ops together amongst the people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And say F what the government got going on. We know they ain't there for us, so the people gonna have to actually start creating co-ops
I
amongst each
mean,
other.
some of that stuff exists. It's just not as widespread
It's
as it
not as
should be.
widespread, right?
And the thing is, it's still a lot of brainwashed people out here, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a lot of brainwashed people out here who still believe that this system is
Yeah,
for us.
right.
It's just not the right political party in office. Like, there's a lot of people who still think like that. They think only reason why the country is doing bad is because it's a Republican in office or it's a Democrat in office. When the problem runs much deeper than that.
Right.
People are still, majority of people are still on that mindset, and it's destroying us.
Yeah, it's like Martin just said the irony is we can't afford to stop working to break their system, to break their machine. Yeah, that's the thing, they got us caught up in that cycle where if you don't work, yeah, I mean, if you don't work, then you ain't gonna be able to feed yourself, feed your family.
No matter how you look at it, you gonna end up stop working anyway
Right,
when
right,
you
right.
can't afford to get to work. because the
Right.
gas going up. So they already got their hooks in. So this is going to have to take a collective of people. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you by yourself, if you stop working, yeah. But collectively, if everybody came together and said we're
Yeah.
not working for a week, it would collapse the system. But the
Yeah.
people would have to have a backup in place. That's when people would have to come together and
Yeah.
create community projects. That's the
Right.
actual. That's the solution right there. Creating community projects, but it's hard to do that because everybody is so divided. People ain't even as like people is not into their community just like how they was 30 years ago. It's like the
Right.
internet has made us more isolated than anything. It's crazy. It's crazy how you can have 1 million friends on social media and have 0 friends in real life.
Right. Right. You know,
Like that was another part of the psyop right there.
yeah, and the thing is nobody and the thing is, like you said, prices getting high, nobody goes to work, then that puts companies out of business. What that means, hospitals and everything, because you can't afford to go to work as a fucking nurse or a doctor. What you gonna do? That means everybody gonna be out of business. Prisons, schools, everything. Everything. So like you
That's
said,
why I said they're going to
the government
declare
gonna have to, the government
emergency.
gonna have to come in and declare emergency, right?
Yep.
And put everybody on the UBI.
Yep. But they've done this in
Right.
people don't think that that's possible. They've done this in other countries in history. That's
Right.
how World War II started in Germany with the Nazis and the economy over there in Germany. That's what happened over there.
Right.
That's what y'all have to understand. Like they've used these tactics before.
Yeah, I
People,
feel like I feel like they're gonna do another lockdown before that shit happen too. They gonna create
well,
some
that would
type
be
of
part of declaring. Yeah, that would be part of
right.
declaring an emergency because
Yeah.
people ain't gonna be able to afford to even get to work.
Yeah, so I feel like they're gonna do another one of these COVID type lockdowns where this shit gonna you know what I mean?
Non-essential and essential.
Because that's the only way they'd be able to get it off. We seen that was a
Yep.
trial run.
That was
But
a
that whole
trial run.
COVID shit was the trial run.
Yep. Yep. So essential business, they're going to have people who work for essential businesses who the government deem as essential. They'd be able to get gas points or something to be able
Right.
to go back and forth to work.
Right.
Everybody else just gotta,
Yeah, because you
dog eat
can't.
dog world.
Yeah, because you can't go without hospitals. You can't go without. You know what I
Right.
mean?
So they'll be declared
Right.
essential. Right.
Right.
And that would indefinitely put all the small businesses out of business. The
Yep.
only businesses that would be operating are the big, huge corporations, and the government will basically have control over those because they say that they're essential.
Right.
This is what it's leading to, and like you said, the trial run was the COVID shit.
Right.
That's why they had the whole essential business and non-essential business. That was a trial run. And the thing is, the COVID stuff is really going to be the economic collapse. That's going to be way worse than the so-called COVID pandemic. Basically, we're going to be in the same boat with the COVID shit, but even worse off when this economic crisis happen.
Right.
That's basically what it's basically going to result to. And you're like, and with the questions you asking are valid, like, who the hell is going to be going to work if gas is $20 an hour? Well, the government is going to declare an emergency, and it's going to be only essential jobs that's going to have access to the gas.
Yeah, because you got to think about
people
that.
think
What's
that
the
this
outcome?
can't happen in America, and the naive part is people going to think that this ain't going it's impossible for that to happen in America. That's how naive and docile and dumb we all are to think that what we're saying is something that's outrageous when a trajectory we already headed towards that direction.
Yeah, because you're trying to look at. I'm trying. Look, and all the questions I'm asking is basically what's the outcome if this certain thing took place. That's why I'm trying to ask the questions the way I'm asking them. I'm not asking them for me to know. I already know what it is. It's just to put the questions out there. These will be the questions people want to ask. Well, if the gas prices is $20 a gallon and people's salary can't reach the cost of living, then what that does to the people? What do that does for what does it does for the companies that these people work for? And we're talking about hospitals, or any essential business you could think of. We're talking about. I'm just using hospitals just because that's one of the major ones. Like you can't go without a hospital. You can't go
Who were
without that.
affected the
Like,
most? Who were affected the most during the COVID? People who small business owners, brick and mortar
right,
small business owners were affected the most in COVID. Who
right.
flourished? The corporations
The
flourished.
corporation flourished.
The
Right.
corporations were most of the corporations were deemed essential. A lot of the small businesses, you know, middle class Americans, upper middle class Americans happen to own their own business because, you know, being an entrepreneur is some type of freedom. It's not 100% freedom because taxes and the IRS, but it's some type of freedom that you get of, you know, getting out of the 9 to 5 shit. They want to end that. They don't want entrepreneurship with, you know, regular citizens anymore. They don't want us to be able to
Mm-mm.
own businesses and live a free lifestyle like that. COVID was a perfect way they was able to shut down that lifestyle that people were living. A lot of
Yeah,
small businesses suffered during the COVID, and all the corporations flourished. You know, the Walmarts, the Targets, they were all deemed essential.
yeah.
But if you really see who were the targets of the COVID shit when it came to economic stuff, it was a lot of the small businesses. Let's just be real. So if there's only big corporations left in hospitals and all that because they deem them essential, what's going to happen to all the private, with all the people who
Out
own
of
their
business.
own businesses? They're
Gone.
going to be out. That means that we're headed into fascism, to where the corporations and the government merge because they got to consider things to be essential for them to operate. So that
Yeah,
means there's only going to be big tech companies and government ruling over the masses.
that's it.
Masses ain't gonna have no more freedom, because you gotta think about it. Entrepreneurship is real freedom. Like
Yeah, yeah.
that's as free as you can get as a normal citizen in a place like America, is entrepreneurship and actually not having to work for a big company.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. If they
And
take
we
that
know.
away and nobody's able to do that anymore, they're
Right.
going to dominate us 100%. The only thing that keeps the market stable over here is the fact that you have big corporations, but you also have small businesses that make up a lot of the economy. That's what keeps the balance. But if you only got big corporations and government, we're fucking screwed,
Oh,
y'all.
that's not gonna last, bro.
Like, we're screwed.
I just thought I'm factoring all that in my mind, and I'm calculating the outcome of that. That's not gonna last. That's not gonna last because the economy like this has to depend on people that got smaller businesses. That's the only thing that's gonna be able to keep a country stable like that, unless they plan on turning this whole country to a third world country completely. Because yeah, you would have to, in order to maintain like that, you would have to have smaller businesses in place. A country with just all corporations like that ain't gonna work, bro. That shit ain't gonna last. Yeah, that's not gonna last.
Well, that's what the Nazi Party was. Nazi
And that
Party was
and that shit
was
didn't last.
basically the government basically merging with the corporations, and
Yep.
the government basically becoming the corporation,
And that
and the
shit didn't
corporation
last.
becoming the government, which is fascism, which leads to dictatorship
Yep.
eventually. And
And
that's
guess
basically where we're going. That's the trajectory that we headed towards in America.
and guess what? That shit ain't last.
Nah, those types of governments never last because they're
Yeah,
too
that shit ain't going.
controlling.
Yeah, that's why I
That's
said.
totalitarianism.
Yeah, that
That's too controlling.
yeah, that shit ain't gonna last, bro. I don't even think
Yeah,
they
that'll
gonna be able to pull that.
collapse.
Yeah, that shit ain't gonna last. I'm just
Shit
thinking
gonna end
about
up
like the outcome.
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, I'm looking at the outcome of that. Yeah, that shit ain't gonna last.
Why you think they building those bunkers? There's a lot of billionaires and people who they know that the shit ain't gonna last. Some of them know that they're kind of delusional in their plans. Those are the ones who got the doomsday bunkers.
Right.
They like, this shit's gonna fall apart. We try to implement this system 100% because people are fighting back. You realize all the people with the big tech guys, you realize they all got doomsday bunkers, because you know they seeing firsthand of all the comments and stuff, all the fight back that they getting. Just look under Bill Gates' comment section when he had that on. Like, just look at,
Right.
you know what I mean? Look at the hate that people like Zuckerberg and them be getting on. Like, they see the type stuff that people say out here. People don't want to be controlled by them. So yeah, the
Right.
system is not going to last once they implement it. I think we're going to hit some type of post-apocalyptic type of thing
Yeah, because
where
I'm
all the
thinking.
technology is going to
Yeah,
get shut down because they
cause,
not going to be able to get the plans off, and people's
Yeah,
gonna
because
go
I'm
crazy.
thinking like, all right, well, if you hiking the price that you're gonna have to give, so they're gonna basically just put each household on a UBI, right? Giving them certain amount of money depending on how many people is in the household. So you got a
Right,
household
right.
of 2 or 3 kids, then your UBI will be 3,500 a month or some shit like that, right? Or if you a
Mm-hmm.
single home, you might get 1,500 or 2,000 a month. So that shit ain't gonna last, bro. I'm trying to think of a system.
And then
You
they
really
can
gonna make
control what you
you really
spend it on.
right? You gonna really make people sit in their home all day for that little bit ass money? That ain't gonna work, bro. People gonna want to become entrepreneurs, bro. They don't. The people are not. If they think they really gonna be able to make people passive to sit their ass home for $3,500 a month, bro, they out their goddamn mind. They out their goddamn mind.
I mean, they already doing it with a lot of people though. You know, Social Security, welfare, so they already doing it with it, but not everybody.
That
That's the
shit ain't
thing.
gonna work, right?
The people who ain't fucking with that are the ones that's gonna be causing a riot. And trust me,
Right,
they watch people like that.
right.
I mean, because I'm telling you right now that COVID shit was there to target moms and pop businesses and smaller businesses, and also do a
Yeah,
test run of how they gonna control everybody with their digital money. Because you gotta think about it, during the COVID shit, Bitcoin hit what 60, 70K when it was just at it was like at 5K and 10K. COVID shit happened, couple, you know what I mean? Then all of a sudden the shit hit up 70, 80K. Because they want digital
yeah.
currency and not physical cash floating around, because they could program the money. They could
They can
program
program it,
digital
right,
assets. So not only would you only be getting a universal basic income, they could even control how you spend it.
right.
That's their plan. And the
Yeah,
thing
that
is,
shit
they
ain't gonna
gave
work.
us a glimpse of that when during COVID, they said, oh, you're only able to buy 1 pack of toilet paper per household, or 2 packs of chicken per household per
Yeah,
per transaction. They'd be able to track that with digital currency. That's
right.
why we trying to tell y'all that was a test. That was a test run. That was a drill. That COVID shit was a drill. Because when they and the real COVID is going, like we told y'all, is going to be the economic collapse. Because the prices are already getting outrageous. Just keep letting the trajectory go up as fast as it, you know what I mean? Because it started going up really fast. It accelerated after COVID.
Right.
Prices accelerated after COVID. And it's because they gave all that money out. You know, they did all that money that they gave out. Think about all that money, PPP loans, the
Yeah, the
stimulus
PPP
checks.
loans and shit. Yeah,
We're all paying for that shit now, including the wars, including all the people who lost everything. All that collectively together is sending us straight into economic ruins. Straight into economic ruins. Anybody who understands the economy a little bit understands that that COVID shit really set us back when it came to economics. And we was already on a trajectory to massive amount of debt and out of control prices. But that shit accelerated 10 times over. Now look where we at. The cost of living is going up, but the pay is staying the same. These jobs are paying the same, even though the cost of living is sky high. People are like you said, people are even living in their cars now, or they living in community houses where
yeah.
3 or 4 different people was living in the same house,
Sharing the
splitting the
bathroom in
rent.
the kitchen.
Yep,
Yep,
splitting the rent.
yep.
People renting out rooms in their houses just to be able to make mortgage or make rent. And the thing is, you're going to start seeing more and more of that, to the point where, damn, that's not even going to be enough. And
Right.
that's where we headed, is when we're going there fast, y'all. I don't know how people don't see this shit yet.
Yeah, they,
I
they
think people are seeing it, but it's like, damn, what do we do? Like, people don't know what to do. Like you said, you just can't stop working. But it's like, you screwed. Do you damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you keep going on this trajectory without doing anything, then you're gonna be in a situation you don't want to be in anyway. You say, oh, I
yeah.
just can't stop working. But if gas, like we said, if gas hit $20 a gallon, you're gonna stop working.
And
Cause
then
there
the
ain't gonna
food
be no
prices.
it ain't gonna
Yeah,
be no point.
then $20 a gallon, that's going to drive up the food prices because to transport the food because of the gas it's gonna cost more. So that's a double whammy. Gas prices is automatically the food price is going to go up. Yeah. So they would need a salary cap to actually meet that cost of living. So they would have to provide. Trust me, they know it's going to be some type of it's going to be some type of revolt, a physical revolt at that, because I just don't see people letting their children starve or themselves starve. And
It's getting crazy out
yeah,
here, bro.
the money ain't matching the cost of living. That's going to force the government to do something about it. Like you said,
Yep.
then that's when they're going to come. Well, we'll pay you $4,000 a month to sit home.
Mm. Of
And most people,
programmable
yeah,
money.
most people going to take that shit. People going to take $4,000 or $5,000 to stay home. But that's going to cost. But that's not going to last long. That's not going to last too long, bro.
You're going into advanced slavery with some shit like that.
Yeah, you going facts. Yeah, we just going to pay you to sit home for $4,000 to $5,000 a month. And not everybody going to get that because it depends on how many people live in your household.
And people are going to say, oh, well, who's going to be working the jobs? Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, because they still need people to be, they still need consumers. No matter if they got artificial intelligence working in their factories, what the artificial intelligence working in there for? To pack up goods and shit, to ship out to the people. They still need consumers at the end of the day. No matter what, no matter how you cut and slice it, you still need the consumer. Because who the fuck is the artificial intelligence working for? To sell to other artificial intelligence? They ain't gonna pay. It ain't like AI gonna pay bills and pay rent and shit like that. That don't make no sense. Yeah, so they still need to consume. They still need the human consumption at the end of the day. But then it's like now they be giving you alternatives. Yeah, just either starve or take this $5,000 a month or 2,000 or $1,500 a month. But you only can spend it at these designated areas. That shit ain't gonna last, bro. People want freedom to do what the fuck they want to do with their money. We know that, bro. We know people still want the freedom to do whatever they want to do with their money, regardless. So to actually try to control where people spending their money at, that shit ain't gonna work. So yeah, they preparing for people to tear this shit up. That's why they gonna build bunkers to run underground. Cause they know the outcome of this type of fucking tyranny. That people gonna tear this shit up from top to bottom. And I ain't talking about that fake ass January 6th shit. I'm talking about real goddamn tearing up.
Facts. Man, make sure y'all like and share this video if y'all haven't already. Get this video out there. Y'all know we speaking facts in here. None of this shit is theory. Cause this is the reality that we running into. We keep at this same, trajectory. We keep at the same we're done. We're finished. We finished, and more people need to be talking about this so something can be done about it. And it just boils down to majority of the people saying no. We do
Yeah.
not consent. We do not accept this. We do not accept this.
And the
No,
thing,
we
and
don't
the thing,
accept it.
right? The thing about it, this type of shit need to get out down because we don't know when they're gonna start shutting down shit like this type of talk.
Right.
Because usually when societies get like that, they shut down this type of talk right here.
They do.
So the best thing for y'all to do is get this shit out as much as you can be, and we need to probably come more often to get certain shit out because we know and shit. If y'all have to download some of this shit, download
Right.
that shit to your hard drive. You download the shit. Cause we don't know when they come along and just swipe our shit and take us off. You know what I mean? Take us off the air.
You definitely don't.
So if you can download as much as this shit as possible, you could post it everywhere if you want. We don't give a shit. Post it everywhere. Download as much as you can. Screen record as much as you can. Who cares? Like
Right.
long as long as people getting the information, man. And we appreciate y'all definitely tuning in, man. Appreciate it.
This is sponsored by nightandayherbals.com.
Let them
You
know.
know, if y'all want to support this channel, we do have our own herbal business. We've been at it for 7 years. We 5 stars on Google. All you gotta do is search nightandayherbals.com or Night and Day Network LLC, and you will see, you know, us at the top, 5 stars. You see our herbal website. We got a sale going on right now. Buy 2 smokable items, get 1 free. Y'all know we got chemical free, high quality CBD. You know, our CBD is grown on small Amish farms in Lancaster, PA. So it's highly medicinal. It helps with all types of stuff, insomnia, pain, you know, all types of stuff. You know, if you have any problems like relaxing or anything like that, it's very great at helping people relax. And it's, you know, it's an alternative to all the poison and shit that they give us. You know, all them pills and all that over the counter stuff. This is a great alternative. So this is more so, you know, a herbal, so it's more natural than the synthetic stuff that you would get. So man, check us out. We also got, you know, soaps and body oils, and we got hair care products and all types. So just check us out, nightandayherbals.com. You can click the link that's in the chat or in the description of this video, or you can scan the QR code that's on the screen. If you're watching this from the TV, you take your phone, scan the QR code, and it'll take you right to the website. And again, that's nightandayherbals.com. I know a lot of y'all been ordering from us. We've been shipping y'all stuff out, so a lot of y'all should have got y'all orders this week. Or if you don't get them, you get them sometime this week or next week or whatever. But you know, we definitely appreciate your business. And yeah, man, we thank y'all for rocking with us. Anything else?
Nah, man, just make sure y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all turn on all notifications for when we go live as well. You know, they be playing around with people getting the notifications. And
yep.
Yeah, so make sure
They
y'all
sure do.
turn on the all notification bell for when we upload videos or go live. But other than that, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Catch y'all on the next one, all right?
I'm not even gonna lie. The joint pain I deal with every day will slow me all the way down. But ever since I started using this right here, Night and Day Pain Relief Balm, everything changed. And within minutes, I feel the difference. Like real relief. Now I can clean my whole house without even thinking about the pain. As a nurse, I'm on my feet all day. And this right here helps me get through my entire shift. I can actually enjoy time with my kids now. Go outside, be active, without hurting the whole time. Feels good to just live again. Honestly, if it wasn't for Night and Day Pain Relief Balm, I don't think I'd have the quality of life I have right now.
As comfort slows you down, reach for natural relief. Night and Day Hemp's extra strength CBD pain relief balm melts into aching muscles, delivering warmth you can feel. Soothe your body naturally. Feel free to move again. Night and Day Hemp Balm melts away tension so you can enjoy every moment. Feel the difference fast. Real relief, real results. Order now at Night and Day Herbals.